Hello and welcome to AHS Countdown. I'm your host Cal Floyd. I'm joined by co-hosts Noel Garris and Levi Benefield, and welcome to the area tournament. It is officially the postseason, and both of tonight's games are win or go home. But the matchup we are all at AHS Countdown very excited to see tonight is between the Smith Station Panthers and your Auburn Tigers. This is the third time that these two teams have played this season, with Auburn winning the first meeting at home against Smith Station by a score of 72-64. But the last game these two teams met, it was Smith Station who won at home against the Tigers with a score of 59-56. That being said, let's start off with the Panthers. They finished the regular season at a 10-16 overall record and finished fourth in 7A Area 4 with an in-area record of 1-5. Their last game was last Friday, and they beat Lynette at home by a score of 63-49, and as I mentioned earlier, they did recently beat the Tigers at home by a score of 59-56, and all that being said, what are some things that the Smith Station team can do that could spell trouble for our Tigers tonight?
Well, Smith Station has been very up and down on defense this season. On one hand, they have allowed less than 60 points in 12 out of 26 games this season, including holding Auburn to 56 points a couple weeks ago. But on the other hand, they have allowed 70 points or more in 10 out of 26 games this season, including allowing Lochapoka, a 1A school, to put up 77 points on December 8th.
Yeah, well, Smith Station's offense has been pretty good all season, averaging about 59 points per game and scoring at least 70 points in 5 out of 26 games, as well as have scored at least 60 points in their last 3 games.
Yeah, and looking to make it to the area championship for the 4th consecutive season is your Auburn Tigers, who finished the regular season at a record of 23-3 overall and finished first in 7A Area 4 with an in-region record of 5-1. And what so far has been a great season for the Tigers, what are some things that they might be able to do that Smith Station should take note of?
Auburn has been on a mission defensively this season. To put it in perspective how good they have been, has not allowed more than 59 points in their past 5 games, as well as have not allowed more than 64 points in their past 20 games, with their last game allowing more than that many points coming all the way back on November 23rd against Hewitt-Tursville in a game that went into overtime, and they still won.
Yeah, and the key that you just said there is that they still won. Because while Hewitt scored 66 points in that game, Auburn scored 69 points. Mm-hmm. And that's been the story of Auburn, in my opinion, this year. When Auburn's great defense hasn't been great, Auburn's great offense is able to pick up the slack.
And like I said at the beginning of the show, the losers tonight will pack their bags, go home, and will be done for the season, while the winners will move on to play on Saturday at 6 p.m. at the 7A Area 4 Championship, as well as punch their tickets to the state playoffs with a win tonight. So, we've talked about some things that Auburn has done well this season. Now what are some things that Auburn still needs to improve on in order to win this game and keep their good season rolling?
One thing Auburn has started struggling with recently is fouling. In all of their games recently, it seems the opposing team has been able to get into the double bonus with 5 minutes or more still on the clock every half, with most of those coming from inside the paint, and that's a problem that Auburn will need to fix going into this game.
Yeah, and in that loss on the road against Smith Station, Auburn just wasn't able to make shots. And getting open shots doesn't matter if you can't make them. And so Auburn needs to work on their shooting if they want to win this game and move on to the area championship.
All right, and that will do it for AHS Countdown, but don't go anywhere, because coming up in a few minutes will be the tip-off of the Opelika versus Central, brought to you by AHS Mass Media. And of course, the winner of that game will be playing against the winner of the Auburn versus Smith Station game. But from myself and from the rest of the crew here at AHS Countdown, we hope you enjoyed that game, and we hope to see you back here during the AHS game break for some thoughts on the game and a preview of the Auburn versus Smith Station game.
Using meth taught me everything about freedom. Only not like you think. It taught me how easy it is to lose your freedom. How meth can take control until you find yourself doing whatever meth tells you to do. Before you get there, while you still can, take a stand for yourself. If you feel yourself losing your freedom to meth, ask for help. Accept the help. It's worth it. You have the power to be truly free and be the person you want to be. I know. I'm Jan, and I'm free from meth.
If you or someone you know is struggling with meth, call 1-800-662-HELP for 24-hour free and confidential treatment referral. Learn more at samhsa.gov/meth.
Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel, safely drive that automobile. Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel.
So, I keep hearing how things are getting back to normal. Really? When am I back to normal? What is normal anyway? I can't even remember. Is this normal? Seriously? No. Was this ever normal? Please. I think this used to be normal. Then I figured out, just stop it. So much has changed. No wonder nothing feels normal. But here I am, still standing, a brand new edition of me. This is no time to go back to anything. It's time to go forward and discover the new person I am now. I'm all in. For some great tips on finding your new normal, visit yourlifeyourvoice.org. You look familiar.
Some kids never smile. They're embarrassed by their crooked teeth. They want braces like the other kids, but their families can't afford them. Some may even try to straighten their teeth themselves. That can make everything worse. Luckily, there's Donated Orthodontic Services, a program from the American Association of Orthodontists. It helps provide orthodontic treatment to kids and teens whose families can't afford it. For kids who apply, are approved, and are matched with a volunteer orthodontist, it can be life-changing. Their treatment is in the hands of an expert, a licensed local orthodontic specialist who improves their smiles by correctly aligning teeth and jaws. Some kids think they'll never smile again, but Donated Orthodontic Services may help them smile with confidence. To link to the application and eligibility requirements, visit aaoinfo.org.
My name is Carly, I'm 15 years old and I am a heart recipient. I got my first heart transplant when I was 1.5 years old. I got my second heart when I was 13. When I step out on stage, I think I'm communicating with people. I would like to tell them that I want to make a change in life. Like, yeah, you can have 2 heart transplants, but that doesn't stop you from doing the things that you love. When I get my driver's license, of course I'm going to say yes to be an organ donor because I've been saved twice. So who says I can't save somebody else? It's just the beginning of a new story.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Through the years, we've faced events that have challenged our lung health, and respiratory therapists saved lives through them all. We've come a long way since the iron lung, but respiratory therapy remains an essential piece to patient care. Heroically working on the front lines of COVID-19 and its new waves and variants, respiratory therapists save lives. Essential to patient care. Take time to thank a respiratory therapist by getting your COVID-19 vaccine today.
Our story was begun by someone else. Our story was often shaped by generations before them. Our story was forged and maybe even defined by the experiences of our childhood. But it doesn't need to be. You can be the author. Learn how at numberstory.org.
My name is Carly, I'm 15 years old and I am a heart recipient. I got my first heart transplant when I was 1.5 years old. I got my second heart when I was 13. When I step out on stage, I think I'm communicating with people. I would like to tell them that I want to make a change in life. Like, yeah, you can have 2 heart transplants, but it doesn't stop you from doing the things that you love. When I get my driver's license, of course I'm going to say yes to be an organ donor because I've been saved twice. So who says I can't save somebody else? It's just the beginning of a new story.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Thoughts of suicide may feel impossible to overcome, but with help and support, you can find hope and meaning. Call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK to speak to a counselor, or visit suicidepreventionlifeline.org. It's free, it's confidential, it's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And even if it feels like it, you're not alone.
You have no business being out there.
You know, I'm a person too.
When stress shows up, it can be hard to see. Maybe you can't sleep, or you feel sad and you don't know why. Or maybe it's worse, because stress can knock you down. It can hurt your health and your relationships. If you've lost a job, worry about your next meal, or have trouble making it through the day, we can help. Text STRESS to 211-211 to find a solution.
And now, introducing the starters for the Central Red Devils. Number 1, Hugh Billingsley. Number 2, Jacoby Hill. Number 3, Des Williams. Number 5, Bryce Dawson. And number 20, Jonah Jones.
Hello and welcome to the 2023 AHSAA 7A Area 4 Basketball Tournament. We had a little bit of technical difficulties at the start of the broadcast, but we're here now, and this game off to a pretty fast start. Central up 6-5. The Red Devils are coached by Charles Burkett and Terrell Owens, and the Opelika Bulldogs are coached by Wesley Button and Jalen Cummins. And like I said, Central already up 6-5. Now the winner of this game not only moves on to the area championship, but also is has a guaranteed spot in the state playoffs for 7A. And so, as you see on the outside, Jacoby Hill. And your starters for Central are number 1, Q Billingsley, number 2, Jacoby Hill, number 3, Des Williams, number 5, Bryce Dawson, and number 20, Jonah Jones. And then on Opelika's side, their starters are number 2, Stephen Knight, number 3, Corday Wright, number 10, DJ Harris, number 15, Roman Gagliano, who we have something to talk about with him, and then number 23, Makairon Brock. And Taylor, what are you seeing early on from both these teams in this game?
Both teams, I mean, like you said, they really want to win this game. They really want to be able to make that state tournament. Both teams playing very physical right now and have caused a lot of errors from the offenses. So,
as you saw just there, a bad pass by Central that went out of bounds, and now it's Opelika ball. And these games between these two teams this season, one's been not at all close, and then one was kind of close. The last time these two teams met was on January 24th, and Central beat Opelika at home by a score of 90-46. And then early on in the season, they won versus Opelika on February 3rd. They won on February 3rd against Opelika 68-58. That was on January 10th, excuse me. And so Central winning both these games. As you see, a dunk there, and that was number 22, Cam Coleman, who subbed in for the Red Devils. And talking about these two teams, both these teams like to play fast. As you see, a 3 there by Opelika, unable to make it in. Now coming back down, and that's Cam Coleman again. Cam Coleman just misses it. And we were actually talking about Cam Coleman before the game. He is huge and really athletic, but he comes off the bench.
Yeah. Before the game, me and Max were talking. We were like, this kid is huge, just standing right in front of us. And, I mean, we just saw him dunk, so he's just an athletic beast. Something to watch out for this game.
Yes, definitely. And you see the strategicness already coming in. Derek Burkett, both these coaches of very good coaching staffs for both these teams. As you see, Central, being a little strategic, starting one of their best players off the bench. And so as you see, Opelika getting some free throws. That's DJ Harris at the line for the Bulldogs. As he missed the first one, a little strong off the back iron. And coming in now for the Bulldogs, Roman Gagliano is subbing out for number 00, Caden Cooper for the Bulldogs. And then coming in for the Central Red Devils, number 14, Ty Morgan. And as you see, DJ Harris makes the second one there at the line. And talking about Roman Gagliano, he is a very good two-sport athlete.
Yeah, Roman Gagliano, as we saw in football season, is actually the starting quarterback for Opelika. Led them to a very decent season, almost made the playoffs. And, I mean, good game against Auburn, had a great game against Auburn. We saw him. And he's just a basketball star. I mean, starter for Opelika basketball, that's hard to do. So he's definitely very athletic.
Yeah, and Roman Gagliano taking a break now. And as you saw, very physical foul there. This game getting a little chippy early on. Corday Wright going to the line after the steal and almost able to lay it in on the coast-to-coast drive. As Wright misses the first one. And we already seeing here some free throw woes. And that's really what's plagued Opelika. Now on the season, they're 9-11 overall and 2-4 in Area 4 play. And what's plagued them on season is really just mistakes. As you see, Wright makes the second free throw to make it 10-8. But if they're able to, make open shots and make shots at the free throw line, they're usually able to stay in games.
Yeah, I mean, Opelika, a great team. We saw them play against Auburn a few weeks ago. Very close game. Had a tough battle against Auburn, which Auburn is one of the best teams in 7A right now, so that's really hard to do.
Strong drive there by Des Williams to put it in for 2 for the Red Devils. Now bringing it down the floor is Harris. Manor passes it out. Now trying to post up from the outside, and tough shot there. That was Knight with the miss. And now coming back down the floor is Hill, and Hill gets blocked, but a foul. So Jacoby Hill is going to go to the line for 2. Already seeing a lot of foul shots early on. Already 4 fouls by the Red Devils and a foul by the Bulldogs. As you see, Hill makes the first one there. Now coming in for the Red Devils is number 4, Willie Townsend. And coming in for the Opelika Bulldogs is number 12, Trendon Manure. And Hill finishes at the line for 2. So now Central up by 5 here. Now Manure with it. Pass it over to Wright. Now over to Harris. Harris trying to shimmy on Hill. Harris goes hard to the rack. Harris misses it off the backboard. And some good hustle here by the Bulldogs. Bodies going on the floor, and they're going to call a tie-up. Good hustle there by number 00, Caden Cooper, for the Bulldogs to not give up on that play.
Yeah, I mean, early in this first quarter, we're seeing a lot of physical play from both of these teams, a lot of foul shots, like you said. They just, like I said, they really want to win this game. They really want to get to that state.
Yeah, it's officially the postseason. You have a tough regular season like the Opelika Bulldogs had, but you're in the postseason, and I mean, if you win, you're in the playoffs. So I mean, it really doesn't matter now. You put that all in the past. You say, hey, let's come out, let's play our hardest, let's win this game, let's get to the state playoffs, and that's exactly what they're doing right now. And coming in for the Opelika Bulldogs is number 2, Stephen Knight. He's actually going to take it out. He passes it in. That's Brock with it, and Brock drives in, missed it off the front iron, and Central with the rebound. Now coming on a fast break, that's number 3, Des Williams. Des Williams with the fadeaway. He misses it. And some aggressive play by Jacoby Hill, and Jacoby Hill able to win the rebound on the inside. And they're going to call a reach-in by Opelika. Jacoby Hill, another one of those really like stretch 4 guys that can rebound and dominate in the paint, but also is a very good shooter from the outside.
Yeah, we were seeing him in warm-ups draining threes, and I mean, he's gotten a lot of rebounds, and he's just super fast on the fast break. Like we saw him had a full court fast break layup, as he has a double dribble there.
And another unforced error. It also comes down in these games, while it does come down to toughness and hustle plays, it also comes down to your unforced errors, and you're able to be, mindful the entire game about what you're doing. And double dribbles is something that you should not be seeing if you're the Central head coach.
This is area tournament. This is win or go home. You don't have time for mistakes. You got to get your head in the game and just play your best.
And now driving in hard, and that's going to be a foul, another foul by the Central Red Devils, and now Cooper's going to go to the line. So the Red Devils starting to get into foul trouble here early, already with 5 fouls in just the first quarter, although the first quarter is about to come to a close. And let's see if Opelika can finally finish at the line. And Cooper, the bank is open, and he banks it off to make the first free throw. Both teams choosing not to sub out any players. As we can hear, the cheerleaders for Central are really going crazy as it works now, and now Cooper gets the steal, and that's going to be a charge. Wow, missed opportunity there by Opelika, able to get the steal, and then just not able to finish. And I don't know what happened on that pass by Central, though. It was just a bad pass, but...
Yeah, just an unforced error right there, kind of shooting themselves in the foot, giving Opelika a chance to make it a one-possession game.
Yeah, unfortunately, Opelika not able to capitalize. Now, coming under 40 seconds here, does Central hold the ball as Hill gets it inside. Hill passes it out for 3, and that is missed off the back iron, and that is going to be Opelika ball. It is wild. This Central cheerleading crew is in our ear, and it's area tournament, like you said. Everybody is hyped. You know, this is it. You know, this win or go home. No bigger stage other than, you know, state championship.
Yeah,
So.
these cheerleaders trying to cheer the team on to win. I mean, this is a huge game for Central right here.
And Central also feels like against Auburn, because Central is the favorite to win this game, and as well as Auburn against Smith Station. So if we do see a Auburn-Central rematch, Central does truly feel like that they not only can win that game, but should actually be the favorite in that game, as they've lost in overtime as well as by 1 point to the Auburn Tigers. As going all the way to the other end is number 20, Jonah Jones, and he's going to be fouled. But I've been talking to, some of the players and stuff, and Central is a team that definitely could, as easily as Auburn, win this tournament. Because, like I said, they lost in overtime to Auburn in a game that they led most of the way, and then lost off a late shot by Ja Carr at home to lose by 1.
Yeah, I mean, that overtime game, they got off to a hot start, early, big lead, and then Auburn just crawled their way back in. But if Central can do that again against Opelika or Auburn in the championship, if they do make it, they could be a real force to be reckoned with.
And so, making it off the backboard is Jones for the first free throw. And he missed the second one, a little too strong. And now 2 seconds to go in the first quarter, and he's going to put it up and just misses. A little overshot there. That's going to do it for the first quarter. Pretty fast-paced first quarter of the game. Central winning 15-10, and we'll see you after the commercial break.
Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel, safely drive that automobile. Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel.
And they've been holding on to it, but Opelika is still hanging in there, 15-10. Pretty physical first quarter. As you see, another foul there. That one's on Opelika. So Opelika now losing the foul game with 6 fouls. And Hill able to get the inside pass, and that's just too easy. Hill with that long, lanky wingspan is able to finish at the rim with excellence. Now Griffin with it on the outside. Now Gagliano has it. Pass it over to Harris. Harris drives all the way, and Harris finishes at the rack. We've seen Harris has actually played pretty well this game. Been very physical as one of their main point guards, starting point guards, able to be very physical in this game. As you see, a steal there by Opelika. Now Gagliano taking it up the court, passes over to Harris. Harris drives in, a little shimmy move. Harris finishes at the rack. That's 4 straight points for Harris, and the Bulldogs right back in this thing. 3-point game.
DJ Harris, dangerous going to the rack, kind of a true slasher type build. We saw him in warm-ups. He's an athletic beast down in the paint. He can drive.
Now going inside, that's Williams, Des Williams missing it for Central, but it's a rebound. Now Harris bringing it up to the floor again. Now Harris passes it outside. He's going to try and slow it down a little bit. Knight with it now on the outside, passes to Gagliano. Now back with Harris. Opelika really using that no shot clock rule. So now Wright has it. Over to Gagliano, back over. And pulling up, and a foul. That is number 2, Steven Knight for the Opelika Bulldogs. And with this free throw here, Opelika can tie this game right up.
Steven Knight was one that we were talking about before the game. He was dangerous against Auburn. He was just all over the court, defense and offense, playing amazingly. And he is definitely a force to watch out for Central.
Another one of those very hustling players and talented players for Opelika. And they pride themselves on that. As the Bulldogs, they pride themselves on being scrappy. And even if they don't have the talent, they pride themselves on being the hardest working team. Now Harris guarding up on Hill. Hill driving in, nice ISO Euro step, and Hill finishing at the rack. And Hill, like we expected, having a great first half. Now Harris passes it over to Brock. Now Knight with it. Knight passes it over to Gagliano. And Opelika, I like what Opelika's doing. They're trying to be more methodical, you know, not go as fast, slow the pace down. Now Wright with it, Corday Wright. Wright passes over to Gagliano. Gagliano driving hard. Gagliano finishes at the rack. And once again, we have a tie game. And now Hill with it. Hill shoots for 3. Hill misses everything. And now a rebound by Brock. Now Opelika can get their first lead of the game with a make here. And now Harris trying to go all the way, almost finishes what would have been a crazy shot. Now Central passed it inside to Billingsley, and Billingsley over to Hill. Hill able to finish at the rack. And it almost just seems too easy for Jacoby Hill.
Yeah, I mean, Jacoby Hill, 3 buckets so far, just all over the court for Central. A beast down in that paint.
3 buckets only in the second quarter. I mean, this guy is a beast. And now a good pass here off the seal. Now back into Hill, and Hill is going to finish that nicely. Now Central able to get back up by 4 off of 2 consecutive buckets. Now Harris trying to gather the troops back up. Now Brock with it. Brock left open. They'll take that shot any day.
Yeah.
And now Hill coming fast back down the floor. Hill with a nice behind the back, and Hill finishes at the rack again. That's 3 straight makes for Hill.
Hill with 10 points now, just a force on offense all over the court right now.
And he's really a mismatch because he can shoot, as he's obviously ixnaying the air ball earlier, but he can shoot as well as drive into the paint. So very mismatch. As you see, Knight drains that one to answer for the Bulldogs. Now Billingsley bringing it up for the Red Devils. Pass it over to Hill. Hill tries to lob it up, and that's stolen out of midair by Brock. Now Brock being it back up the court, and Wright left open. Wright for 3. Wright misses everything. But Harris gets the rebound, and that's going to be a foul on number 20, Jonah Jones, for the Red Devils. And now full team subs for both teams here. And as you see, actually the tallest player in the game coming in for Opelika, number 11, Justin Holloway. They haven't used him much this game, but just that sheer size is always a factor coming into basketball.
One thing I would like to point out about Central, you just don't see people just going up for lobs in high school basketball very much. This is a really athletic team.
Yeah, and while these teams are all around big, these teams really don't have true centers on their team. The only true center I can think of is who just subbed in right now for Opelika Bulldogs, number 11, Justin Holloway. So these teams both very athletic, and almost all of the players can shoot as well as drive into the paint. And now into Hill. Hill backs down. Hill passes it up, and that's up to the other super athletic forward, Cam Coleman. And you can see their tandem as they're talking to each other. They love having both of them in the game at the same time. Now Harris, who has, after a hot start, Harris has kind of cooled down for the Opelika Bulldogs. Now Knight using the screen from Brock. Knight going to drive in, and that's going to be a travel. Good defense by the Red Devils there. And starting to get a little bit into the danger zone for the Bulldogs here, as we've seen oftentimes. Central only up by 6 in the second quarter, but if they string together a few more shots here, could be trouble for the Bulldogs. Williams passes it over to Billingsley. Billingsley all the way in. Nice move, fake pass out, and he finishes at the rim. So Central trying to impose their will on the Bulldogs here. Harris on the outside looking for an open man. Brock with it. Brock driving hard inside, passed it over to Holloway. Good fake pass, and they're going to call a foul on the floor. That's going to go against number 3, number 10, Emery Griffin for the Red Devils. So Holloway going to go to the line, which they'll take fouling him. He's not a great free throw shooter, but if he can knock these two down, big for the Bulldogs. Now coming in for the Central Red Devils is number 23, Tyjor Cooper. And he's coming in for number 10, Amari Griffin, the player who just fouled.
Huge free throws for Opelika right here. Central kind of going on a late first half run. Opelika just trying to get back in this game, make it even closer at halftime.
And Holloway able to make the first one. Trying to prove me wrong. Holloway with an interesting pre-free throw shooting ritual. As he makes the second one, it works. Lifts up his left foot and then shoots the free throw. I haven't seen that one before. So now Des Williams bringing it up for Central Red Devils. And if you're Opelika, if you can, you can still very well tie this game up by halftime and still very much be a game. I see another alley-oop try, and now Coleman just imposing his will inside, able to get the and one off the rebound.
Coleman, even though coming off the bench, I mean, he's Central's second best scorer right now. Smart move by the Central coach. Bring that athletic force off the bench when your starters are not getting it done.
Yeah, Coleman just an athletic presence all over the floor, and he'll try and finish this old-fashioned three-point play. And he does. So Central now with a 9-point lead, and you feel like if you're Opelika, you got to keep this under double digits in this first half going into halftime. You cannot allow this game to get out of hand. Now Wright with it. Wright passes it inside to Brock. Good pass there by Wright, and now Brock, who is also probably one of the bigger post presences in here, can't really shoot from the outside, but is great on the inside, able to finish there. Now Des Williams with it, passes over to Billingsley. Billingsley been a bit quiet, although he is one of their star players and starters. Billingsley calling for a screen, gets it. Billingsley driving all the way. Ooh. Nice up and under, but unable to finish. And now a rebound, and Gagliano couldn't find the ball. Bag pass by Brock, and another unforced error. And it's going to be a timeout called by the Central Red Devils. Central up by 7 here, late, about a minute to go in the second quarter. We'll be back after the commercial break.
Using meth taught me everything about freedom, only not like you think. It taught me how easy it is to lose your freedom, how meth can take control until you find yourself doing whatever meth tells you to do. Before you get there, while you still can, take a stand for yourself. If you feel yourself losing your freedom to meth, ask for help. Accept the help. It's worth it.
Area 4 tournament presented by AHS Mass Media. So Central with the ball here, and Billingsley trying to get a groove on this game. Hasn't scored yet, as he is the starting point guard for Central. Billingsley trying to slow it down. Gagliano on him. And he'll drive in, try and pass it out, and that's a bad pass, and Opelika will get the ball. So good defense there by Opelika. Still holding strong. If they can get this within one possession in these last 40 seconds here, definitely still a game.
Opelika probably going to run their typical offense. I mean, just keep passing the ball around, get a good look. I mean, no shot clock. Just can't stand still. So just try to get a good shot to end this half.
Yeah, and Opelika, they can't afford to take hard shots or not open looks because they aren't a great shooting team. Matter of fact, the worst field goal shooting team in Area 4. And so they have to be able to get open shots or else they aren't able to do anything offensively. Now Knight on the ISO, Knight driving in, Knight up and under, and Knight finishes. And so Opelika now within 5 and 3 seconds to go. Des Williams puts it up, and he is short there. And so we got a game here. Central up 32-27 at the half. And what have you seen from both teams here that has caused the score to be what it is?
Both teams kind of have a star scorer. I mean, we've seen it from Jacoby Hill and Stephen Knight. Just both number 2s on the court. Just carrying the teams on the back, leading the offense in scoring. Then everyone around them supporting and making great rebounds, great assists, just great everything. So we got a close game here going into halftime.
Yeah, I mean, coming into these games, like, you know that it's going to be like your best players are going to usually have to step up. But even some of your bench players, as we were talking about, Cam Coleman also having a great game for the Central Red Devils. What do you think both these teams have to do, Central and Opelika, to win this game?
I think Central needs to be a little less aggressive. I mean, they had 8 fouls going into halftime. Just can't really afford the fouls in the close game like this. I mean, you're giving free shots to the offense. And Opelika just needs to stop being so sloppy on offense, stop throwing bad passes. Make sure you get that open look. Like you said, not a great shooting team. So just make sure you get that open look and take advantage on offense.
Well, that's going to do it for the first half here between Central and Opelika. Central up 32-27, and we'll see you at the start of the second half.
Thoughts of suicide may feel impossible to overcome, but with help and support, you can find hope and meaning. Call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK to speak to a counselor, or visit suicidepreventionlifeline.org. It's free, it's confidential, it's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And even if it feels like it, you are not alone.
Some kids never smile. They're embarrassed by their crooked teeth. They want braces like the other kids, but their families can't afford them. Some may even try to straighten their teeth themselves. That can make everything worse. Luckily, there's Donated Orthodontic Services, a program from the American Association of Orthodontists. It helps provide orthodontic treatment to kids and teens whose families can't afford it. For kids who apply, are approved, and are matched with a volunteer orthodontist, it can be life-changing. Their treatment is in the hands of an expert, a licensed local orthodontic specialist who improves their smiles by correctly aligning teeth and jaws. Some kids think they'll never smile again, but Donated Orthodontic Services may help them smile with confidence. To link to the application and eligibility requirements, visit aaoinfo.org.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel, safely drive that automobile. Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel.
Come on, Ray! Oh, come on! Oh, what a bad call! You have no business being out there. Terrible!
You know, I'm a person too.
Our story was begun by someone else. Our story was often shaped by generations before them. Our story was forged and maybe even defined by the experiences of our childhood. But it doesn't need to be. You can be the author. Learn how at numberstory.org.
Through the years, we've faced events that have challenged our lung health, and respiratory therapists saved lives through them all. We've come a long way since the iron lung, but respiratory therapy remains an essential piece to patient care. Heroically working on the front lines of COVID-19 and its new waves and variants, respiratory therapists save lives. Essential to patient care. Take time to thank a respiratory therapist by getting your COVID-19 vaccine today.
Thoughts of suicide may feel impossible to overcome, but with help and support, you can find hope and meaning. Call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK to speak to a counselor, or visit suicidepreventionlifeline.org. It's free, it's confidential, it's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And even if it feels like it, you are not alone.
My name is Carly, I'm 15 years old and I am a heart recipient. I got my first heart transplant when I was 1.5 years old. I got my second heart when I was 13. When I step out on stage, I think I'm communicating with people. I would like to tell them that I want to make a change in life. Like, yeah, you can have 2 heart transplants, but that doesn't stop you from doing the things that you love. When I get my driver's license, of course I'm gonna say yes to be an organ donor because I've been saved twice. So who says I can't save somebody else? It's just the beginning of a new story.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
So, I keep hearing how things are getting back to normal. Really? When am I back to normal? What is normal anyway? I can't even remember. Is this normal? Seriously? No. Was this ever normal? Please. I think this used to be normal. Then I figured out. Just stop it. So much has changed. No wonder nothing feels normal. But here I am, still standing. A brand new edition of me. This is no time to go back to anything. It's time to go forward and discover the new person I am now. I'm all in. For some great tips on finding your new normal, visit yourlifeyourvoice.org. You look familiar.
When stress shows up, it can be hard to see. Maybe you can't sleep. Or you feel sad and you don't know why. Or maybe it's worse. Because stress can knock you down. It can hurt your health and your relationships. If you've lost a job, worry about your next meal, or have trouble making it through the day, we can help. Text STRESS to 211-211 to find a solution.
Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel, safely drive that automobile. Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel.
You have the power to be truly free and be the person you want to be. I know. I'm Jan, and I'm free from meth.
If you or someone you know is struggling with meth, Call 1-800-662-HELP for 24-hour free and confidential treatment referral. Learn more at samhsa.gov/meth.
AA7A Area 4 tournament presented by AHS Mass Media. Central going into the half with a lead 32-27 over the Opelika Bulldogs. And Opelika, you know, they lost the last time these two teams played. This game wasn't even close at halftime. It was about a 30-point game at halftime. They ended up losing by 44. But this game, they're able to stay in it. And then I really think, as you said, it pays a testament to this being a tough physical game. Just the type of game that, you know, the Bulldogs like to play. Area tournament game, stakes on the line, and yeah. And now Knight with it on the outside. And who are some of the top performers of the first half?
I mean, you got to look at Jacoby Hill. I mean, he has 12 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. And he's just been all over the court on defense, offense. And then Quinn Billingsley also for Central has been really good. And that dude right there, Stephen Knight for Opelika, has been all over the court too on offense. Actually the leading scorer with now 10 points and 1-3, so 13 points.
And as we've been talking about, like with Stephen Knight, as you said earlier, he's been on a hot streak recently. In that game against Auburn, while they did lose, he had a great game and really kept them in the game, similar to tonight.
And this is a big stage. Your best player is going to step up, or you're going to go home. And both of these teams have definitely had their best players step up.
And Opelika already, we're seeing the fouls, as you said, late in the first half. Fouls coming into play here already. Central getting an early foul. Just ticky-tack fouls, you know, like Opelika had already rebounded the ball, and so why reach in? But this is, you know, a tough physical game between two. I'd say everybody in Area 4 is a rival almost, so between two teams that know each other very well. And as you see, Gagliano off the great pass from Knight. He doesn't only score it, he also passes it too. And Gagliano being able to be the beneficiary of Knight's great play. And a 1-point game here, and Opelika with a stop and score here could get the lead here. And a reach in by Bohr, and he's bringing it down the floor. Brock here, and Brock able to finish the finger roll. And now Opelika with their first lead of the game here coming in the start of the second half. A 6-0 run to start the second half. Couldn't have asked for a better start if you're the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I mean, Opelika's gotten steals, putting pressure on Central now, trapping them, double team. I mean, we saw that against Auburn University basketball. It definitely worked as Auburn, you know, lost. But besides the point, Opelika has come out with a chip on their shoulder this half.
And they're going to call that a charge. I actually don't agree with that call. I think that he was moving his feet. But good job by Billingsley by selling it. But I like what Opelika did there. Like you said with the trap, you saw who they were trapping. It was Jacoby Hill. They sent immediately two of their biggest players, Bork and Brock and Knight, up against him. And, yeah, they definitely do not want him to take over like he did in the first half here.
Yeah, I mean, halftime adjustments, you got to double team Jacoby Hill. He's just been scoring at will.
Well, right now they're not listening to what I said, and Hill misses off the back iron here.
Good board.
And Brock able to get the rebound, and now Knight coming down quickly down the court. Fake pass out to the corner, and he scores, but they're going to say no basket, another charge. And Opelika fans are starting to grow restless with these charge calls. That one, what were your thoughts on that call?
I think that one was more of a charge than the first call. I think he did get set, and it was a physical play. It could have gone both ways. I mean, you have the Central bench standing up, pointing their way. You have Opelika pointing their way. It's just up to the professionals and the refs.
This game getting a little physical here as Des Williams finishes inside. And now Central answering back to that 6-0 run with a little 4-0 run of themselves.
Des Williams kind of been quiet, but he's been a force on offense and on he's been aggressive on defense, like we see right here against DJ Harris.
Now Gagliano with on that side, passes it into Brock. Brock goes up hard and it's blocked by Hill, and Hill able to get the rebound. And Hill kind of shaken up there and calling for a timeout actually as he hit his head there. And Hill actually calling for a timeout. And we're going to send it to commercial break here, and we'll see you back at the end of this commercial break.
Using meth taught me everything about freedom, only not like you think. It taught me how easy it is to lose your freedom, how meth can take control until you find yourself doing whatever meth tells you to do. Before you get there, while you still can, take a stand for yourself. If you feel yourself losing your freedom to meth, ask for help. Accept the help. It's worth it. You have the power to be truly free and be the person you want to be.
Welcome back after that little injury timeout. And a dunk off the alley-oop. Wow, what a way to come back after the timeout by Coleman there. And talking about why they actually had that timeout, Jacoby Hill, the star player for Central, seemed to be a little bit shaken up. Met with the trainer for a little bit as they went for another alley-oop here. And now passing up the floor to an open Brock. And now Brock going all the way, and Brock able to finish at the rack. But going back to Jacoby Hill, as you see, he's standing up on the sideline right now, visited with the trainer, and he looks to be coming back in. They had to check up on him. But talking about Jacoby Hill for a second here, he is only in 10th grade. Their star player is a sophomore, Taylor.
Yeah.
You were talking about it at the break to me, saying that he does look kind of young, and I didn't even check that.
He looked a little young, but I wasn't going to say anything. But then we looked, and he's a sophomore. He's a 10th grader, and he's putting up these numbers as a 10th grader. Just imagine what he can be a senior.
If you're Central, you gotta be excited about that. Him only being a 10th grader, can be dominant for years to come, and could definitely be a player that we see on the college level. As a foul there, but what a way to come out of that timeout by Coleman off the alley-oop, and you just see the athleticism of this team. Looking like a college player with the alley-oop dunk. Now Brock at the line. Now Central once again slowly pulling away here. Big free throws here from Brock. And he's able to sink the first one off the shooter's roll. As you can see, Hill coming back in, as well as number 4, Willie Townsend for the Central Red Devils. And coming out is Des Williams and number 14, Ty Morgan. And Brock missed the second one off the back iron. And now coming down the floor is Billingsley, and Billingsley is going to slow it down. So let's see how Hill performs after that rough physical play earlier. Now Billingsley going all the way. Billingsley floating it up. Misses it, gets his own rebound, and tosses up a wild one. And they're going to say it's out of bounds, but the coach for Central is calling for a tip here. And looks like they're going to stay with the same call.
I mean, how do you guard Central at this point? I mean, you got Jacoby Hill, of course, on the outside. You got Billingsley. Billingsley gets past, gets to the lane every single time. Then at some point, he can just throw up an alley-oop to number 22. And, I mean, it's just unfair.
Well, you saw that. Harris answered you at least on the offensive end for Opelika as he finished it on the inside with the layup. But you're right. Everybody on the Central team, they basically have their best players out in this game.
Good D.
And you call it good D, and they're
backcourt.
You call it backcourt. Yeah.
I thought they were about to call a foul on that. Opelika was about to go crazy.
This place was about to erupt with frustration from the Opelika fans, if that was called.
Great D by Harris there.
We got a game here, folks. I mean, Central up 41-38. You're seeing a lot of storylines here as coming in for the Red Devils. That's number 20, Jonah Jones. He's been kind of quiet even though he started the game. Got into a bit of foul trouble earlier. Now Harris trying to find his groove again. Passes over to Brock. Brock goes in hard, able to get his own rebound and finishes hard at the hole.
Brock has actually been a force the second quarter. He has now 8 points in the second half. He has been all over the floor, and he is dominant on the inside right now.
And now Hill going all the way. Hill with a nice finger roll, but Hill finishes off there. And Hill once again shaken up, limping, coming back down at the other end of the floor. And now Williams coming in fast, and they're going to call a foul there on Harris. I thought that was a clean block. And this is a big storyline going into late in this game is Hill's health. As you saw there, he started grabbing at his leg right after he did that finger roll shot. So,
I mean, it's got to hurt carrying this team on your back. I mean, he's just been insane this game. Cannot afford him getting hurt for Central.
yeah, especially if you win this game, it could come at a cost if he's unable to play in the area championship. But right now, he's toughing it out like a real warrior and is staying on the court. So Williams able to make the first shot to extend this lead to 2 for Central. And Williams drains both of them. So now bringing up the court is Manure. And Manure goes around the screen, passes it over to Cooper. Right now with it. Now Harris, who had a hot start but has been quiet, and now Harris there, that's going to be a travel. Harris trying to get a little bit too fancy with it, and it cost them. Now Central with the ball. Williams bringing it up the court. Now Hill on the inside. Hill backing into Harris, picks up his dribble, passes it out to Jones, gets it right back. And a good little sidestep over by Hill. Hill going all the way, and Hill misses it there. And once again, kind of having a little hot, but he gets a steal, shoots it for 3, and drains it. Wow. Way to shut me up.
Hill now with 15 points. Just insane play that we're seeing here.
And you see it there by Hill as he went in for the layup, missed it, and then got the steal immediately and drained a 3. We're going to commercial break. Central up 46-40.
Thoughts of suicide may feel impossible to overcome, but with help and support, you can find hope and meaning. Call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK to speak to a counselor, or visit suicidepreventionlifeline.org. It's free, it's confidential, it's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And even if it feels like it, you're not alone.
Welcome back here. 1 minute and 32 seconds to go here. Central leading 46-40. And you can see Hill, and this is really bothering me. Hill keeps grabbing at his leg, but he's still staying in the game. But he has scored the most points by anybody in this game and is toughing it out. And now Knight with it. Knight's kind of cooled down after the hot start. He passes it out to, and that's going to be a charge. That's going to be another charge there. That's the 4th charge of the game for the Bulldogs. That's on Brock.
I don't know about that one, Max. I thought he wasn't set, but
yeah,
nothing you can do about it at that point.
What I saw was he kind of crooked the elbow out, and if
Yeah.
you see, you'll see in college especially, if you start crooking that elbow out, they're usually going to call an offensive foul. Not even a charge, just a, just an offensive foul. And they're going to actually wipe up the floor here, trying to get it nice and try for the players. As you can see, Des Williams and Jacoby Hill coming up with a game plan over there. And now Central going to bring in a late sub, take advantage of the wipe down here, as they're going to bring in number 5, Bryce Dawson, and take out number 10, Amari Griffin.
We were talking about at the break, this crowd is filled up for this area tournament. And I mean, the second game's still to come, the main event.
Yeah, I mean, my dad just came over and said hello to us. He never comes to the high school games, but he wanted to see this Auburn-Smith Station game that's coming up as our nightcapper.
I mean, the whole city of Auburn might show out for this one. It's a huge game.
And you think what the crowd is going to be like on Saturday if Auburn makes it to the area championship. Now Burns passes it inside to Jones. And now Hill with it. Hill with Brock on him. And he knows that he's faster than Brock. And now he's doubled. And they're going to call a travel there on Hill. And Hill expressing his frustration. And so Opelika looking for answers. They went with Harris on Hill for the entire part of the first start of this game. And now they're switching over to Brock, who's, the more like center, down low build. But Hill much faster than Brock, and then obviously much taller than Harris. So Opelika looking for answers here. Now just under 40 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Close game still. Opelika able to stay in it. And Harris trying to drive in. Harris passes out to Brock. Brock going inside, pass it back to Harris, and it goes off of Harris's foot. And he thinks that it was off the Central player, and I actually do think it was too. And their coach trying to plead his case.
Opelika side kind of erupting right now. I didn't see it. I have no idea.
Well, I feel like he passed it over to Harris, and I wish we had replay.
They changed the call.
And they're gonna change the call here. And
I didn't know you could just change the call like that in high school basketball.
Well, the thing is, you don't have replay in high school basketball, but if the refs do believe that it was actually, because I think one of the refs actually did signal that it was Opelika ball. Now Brock inside, Brock finishes the and one. Oh wow, what an athletic play there by Brock.
Brock now with 12 points, 4 rebounds, just insane play from him right now.
And Brock trying to put the team on his back. And you saw Hill came out there for a play, and he's coming back in for the Red Devils.
They just can't afford to lose him. He's got to be in the game. We've kind of seen a shift from Knight to Brock in the second quarter. Brock kind of carrying the team on his back this quarter.
Yeah, but you have a feeling that almost all of those players, Brock, Knight, and Harris, are going to have to step up this last quarter as Brock misses it, unable to complete the and one. And they're gonna call it a travel. Oh, wow. I thought that would be called a tied ball or something like that, but they call it a travel. And this crowd is starting to get, starting to erupt with
Ref kind of getting pressured by that Opelika bench over there. They're getting into it. Both of these benches, both of these coaches. This is a great game so far.
And we're not even in the fourth quarter yet. We have about 20 seconds to go. And a good pass inside to Knight. Knight off the backboard, missed it. Knight gets his own rebound. Knight gets another rebound, missed it again. And they're going to call over the back over Knight. And we can hear it behind us from the crowd. They believe it was over the back, and I think that was the right call.
Kind of a tough break for Opelika there. He had 3 chances to score that ball. Knight probably should have just went down with it, passed it back out, reset the offense, but he didn't have a lot of time.
And so now 6 seconds left here. Williams trying to make something happen late in the shot clock, and they're going to call a foul. Wow, interesting call there. I thought it was clearly all ball, but they are the professionals, so I will keep my mouth shut. But this game is getting a little chippy here as we're about to go to the fourth quarter. And Opelika, while this game does feel like it's been a little bit controlled by Central, really they've been able to stick in this game the entire time with players like Brock and Knight stepping up.
Yeah, I mean, only a 4-point game. Opelika not really sharing the load as much, like you said. Brock and Knight with most of their points. But, I mean, we saw DJ Harris have a little spark in the second quarter. I think if everyone just comes together, just spread the offense a little bit more, not have just 2 players stepping up, I think Opelika could definitely come back in this game.
And Williams missed the first free throw, so he's going to try and make the second one, and he does. And so now 1 second to go. See if Opelika goes for a miracle heave. And they're going to throw it up. That's right. And right, I actually think that hit the rim, but doesn't matter. He missed it. And so Central going into the fourth quarter, 47-42 is the score. And don't go away. We got a good one here coming into the fourth. A7A Area 4 tournament. And going into the fourth quarter, this game has been great all the way through. Been pretty close contest. Opelika able to stay in it. Central feels like that they could be able to easily pull away in this game, but Opelika, excuse me, able to just stay in their side. And a rebound by Coleman. Coleman unable to finish it, and then a hard rebound by Brock. And so this game ultimately will come down to who's physical and really who wants it more. I mean, this game, both teams still in it going into fourth. And they're going to call another charge there.
That's another charge. Opelika, those charges have killed them.
And I think Central, though, that's also charging. I mean, obviously it does come down to the player, you know, like back in their shoulder and stuff. But also you can sell it, and that comes down to your basketball IQ. So very well-coached team in Central.
Something I want to point out, Opelika already with 7 fouls. Central already in the bonus, and there's 7:38 left in this fourth quarter.
And they're going to wipe it down again. See if either team takes a chance to get a sub in or two. But Central right now, if Central wants to pull away here, this is probably the lineup to do it with. Cam Coleman, obviously an athletic threat. And then Jacoby Hill, we talked about all games, been great. Billingsley Williams also with great games. And Bryce Dawson, although he's been quiet, he is a starter and is able to shoot when open. But a good steal there by Brock. Brock going all the way. And
Good
Brock
block.
still gets it blocked by Hill, but they're going to call a foul. What a play by Jacoby Hill, though. I mean, that play looked all the way like it was going to be Opelika scoring 2 points and still able to get back and tip away the shot. But it is a foul, and now Brock able to go to the line. So some big free throws here for the Bulldogs and Brock, who is really taking over this game. And Brock able to make the first one. Coming up big for Opelika is Brock. And really picking up the slack for players like Harris, who have really slowed down since the first half. And Brock able to make the second one and the first. So now a one possession game here with over 7 minutes to go between Central and Opelika. 47-44 your score. Now Williams, a little high step, driving all the way. Wild pass. They're going to say that was tipped by Opelika.
Yeah, I didn't see the tip. It just looked like a wild pass, but I'm pretty sure it was tipped.
Yeah, you usually don't see passes that, you know, go like 5 feet and 5 feet high away from their target. But Billingsley now going to pass it in for the Red Devils. And they're going to elect to go all the way back to Williams. Now Hill with it, and they elect to get Brock instead of Harris to go guard on Hill once again. Brock obviously a more physical, more big player, but a little slower than Hill, as Williams finishes the nice floater. And Williams has had kind of like quietly a really good game for the Central Red Devils. So now Brock passes it over to Wright. And Wright, a starter who has no points for Opelika. And now Harris all the way in. Harris on the backboard. Harris all the way down and out. And they're going to say, I'm not sure what the call is here. I think they're going to say it was out of bounds. Players look as confused as I am.
I think
So
they
it's
called
Opelika
something on the
ball.
rebound on Central.
Okay. And a bad pass there. What a steal by Coleman. And now Billingsley going all the way down. And now Hill all the way in with a nice Euro step and finishes at the rack.
I mean, Hill with 19 points now. This has got to be some type of Area 4 tournament record or something.
And now Wright with it, and it's stolen away by Billingsley. That's going to be a foul by Harris. A smart foul there, though, because Central had numbers, and as you saw, Hill was ready to dunk it there and get this crowd roaring.
I mean, Opelika past 2 possessions kind of shot themselves in the foot. It was a 3-point game. All of a sudden, it's 7 points, and they're shooting free throws.
And it might not have been as good of a foul, as you said there, as Central going to shoot free throws. When we come back from commercial break, Central here trying to pull away in the area semifinal. Don't go away. here, a little over 6 minutes to go. And Billingsley makes the first one. And as you said, those fouls coming into play here. Opelika with 8 fouls already and still 6 minutes to go. And Billingsley makes the second. And so now, Opelika, you are really in dangerous waters here. As 6 minutes to go and you're down by 9. They got to string together some stops as well as some scores here. And it's going to be a push on Dawson. And Dawson and Wright, both are starters, but both haven't really done much for both of their teams. Maybe they can come up crucial here late in the game. Now Cooper with it. Passes over to Harris. Harris passes it down to Brock. Brock driving in on Coleman. And
another turnover.
That's going to be out on Opelika. As we saw there, a steal by Hill. And Central looks like they're just, Opelika looks just worn out right now. Central, obviously, we said coming in, Central expected to win this game. And Opelika's fought hard all night, but can they muster up some energy here to try and come back? And a rebound there by Coleman. And now it's going to be a double-digit game for Central. Their largest lead of the game, 11 points, with just under 5.5 minutes to go. Now Brock with it. Brock drives in, and Brock will take it in for the easy layup. And you saw Billingsley playing a little half-assed there on defense, and I think it's because Central does not want to get into foul trouble as well. You do not want to give Opelika any free points here. And Coleman able to get the rebound and pass it out to Billingsley. And like Opelika there, you got to get that rebound. You got to find a way. And Billingsley with a nice step, and that's going to be out off of Opelika. And you see with that no shot clock as well, you'll see Central try and slow it down and try to make these possessions as long as possible.
Opelika in the blink of an eye, just down by 9. I mean, it was a 3-point game just in the span of a minute and a half, 2 minutes. It's a 9-point game. Oh my
And
gosh.
another alley-oop dunk by Cam Coleman. And as you see that athleticism there. And now Knight trying to answer. Knight does answer. Hits the 3. Wow, what toughness.
Come back, had an amazing first half, but then kind of quieted down in the third quarter. Trying to put this team on his back and get back into this game.
Hill just going in, and it's just too easy for him. Too easy for this 10th grader. And Central up by 10 here, a little under 4.5 minutes to go. And we're going to actually keep it here. And like you said, yeah, in the blink of an eye, Central up by double digits after the game was 47-44, now 59-49. And what does Opelika have to do to get back in this game?
Just all these unforced errors for Opelika are just killing them. All these turnovers, all these fouls. I mean, within the first minute of the fourth quarter, Central was in the bonus. And now when you intentionally foul near the end of the game, they're easily going to be in double bonus. So Opelika just kind of have shot themselves in the foot. But I think to come back this game, Knight needs to get going and Gagliano needs to really get going. Gagliano kind of has had a quiet game after a big game against Auburn.
Yeah, and then on Central side, you know, you're up by 10, and you keep doing what you're doing. Give it to Hill and give it to Coleman, who now has 3 alley-oop dunks, I think, on the game. I mean, just an athletic beast there. And that duo is just a killer for the Central Red Devils, and they definitely need to keep doing it. And Coleman also, they're kind of a young tandem. Coleman also only a junior, so they'll have him and Hill back next year. And watch out for the Red Devils next year if they don't, you know, make a deep run this year into the playoffs. But this game's still up for grabs here. Obviously, the winner of this game not only moving on to the area championship, but also punching their ticket into the 7A state playoffs. And Opelika here now. Knight has it, and now Wright going in, and Wright, that's just a wild shot. It doesn't even hit rim, and now coming back down to the floor is Williams. Hill going inside, and Hill putting up a crazy one, but they're going to call a blocking foul. Interesting decision by Hill there. Instead of slowing it down, going into the trees, trying to finish, but he does get the foul. As we're seeing some more fans fill out the stadium the arena for the Auburn Smith Station game.
Yeah, we're starting to see a lot of Auburn High students coming in trying to support their fellow classmates, fellow friends, you know, filling out the student section, trying to make this huge crowd.
Yeah, and it should be a good one. I mean, Auburn, you know, Smith Station's only won one game in Area 4 play, but it came against Auburn, and it was actually the last time these two teams played. And Smith Station, they have a star point guard who he's just a beast on the court, and he actually didn't play for the most part in the early in the season. Had a ACL injury coming into off the offseason, and an and one there by Knight, trying to finish an old-fashioned 3-1 play, and Opelika is still not going away. You're seeing the fight by the Bulldogs here, and Knight saying, whatever you can do, I can do better, trying to get 3 points up on the board for the Bulldogs.
Going back to what you said about Smith Station, we were talking about on the way to the arena. I asked you, you said Smith Station, very high chance to beat Auburn. I mean, it could be a really close game. And I asked you, why are they the 4 seed then? And you told me about their star point guard. And we saw them walking to the court. They were ready for this game. They were locked in.
And another bad shot there by Hill. Hill making some poor decisions here late in the game. No reason to go fast here if you're the Red Devils. Still up by 7. Try and slow it down and try and milk this clock to get you to the area championship and the AHSAA 7A state playoffs. And now Williams with it. Williams passes out to open Dawson. Dawson misses it again. And a rebound by Brock. And Brock passes up to Knight. Knight one-on-one stops for the 3. Knight misses it short. And the rebound by Dawson there. And that was you feel like that was a big shot there by Knight. If he makes it, this game is a 5-point game, and Opelika is definitely back in it, but still an 8-point game off the miss. And so Opelika going to have to claw and scratch their way to get back into this one. Williams with the hard drive. Now Hill back with it. And that's going to be tipped away by Gagliano. And it's going to remain Central basketball.
Going back to Knight's shot, I don't know if I agree with that shot. I mean, it's not desperation yet. There's still 3 minutes in this game, down by 8. We're hearing it from the crowd. Just slow it down and run your offense the way you want it to be.
Yes, still a little bit over 3 minutes to go here. You can still, run the offense that you want to. Not desperation yet. Williams trying to make it desperation. They went for another alley-oop, but it comes off the hands of Coleman. Now Brock going all the way. Brock trying to finish, and he does off the backboard. Now a 6-point game, and I am not sure. So now Central with it here, up by 6, and now Williams trying to go all the way. Williams passes into Jones. Jones misses it, and that's going to be tipped away off the hand of Knight. Opelika is still very much in this game late here. Two-possession game.
We could be here for a great finish.
Could be here for some extra basketball, and a bad pass there by Billingsley, passing it straight to Brock. And now Opelika can make this a 1-possession game here. Now Gagliano driving all the way inside. Gagliano just misses it off the back iron, but goes hard for the steal, but it's going to go outside, and that's going to be Central ball. If you're Opelika, I would run some sort of press here, and they are. And now you're starting to get into that time, and not really a press here, actually. Just a single man one-on-one here between Williams and Maynor. And now Hill all the way inside. Hill gets his own rebound. That's just too easy. That's just too easy. And now you're in desperation time. You're Opelika, 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go. And a travel there by Maynor, and Opelika just kind of falling apart here late in this game. Down by 8, 2 minutes, 14 seconds to go. And I feel like we might start seeing some fouls here. Opelika is still not electing to press. They are doing 2-on-1 here.
But if you're Opelika, who do you foul here? Every single person on this court for Central can shoot.
And now Williams with a great move, but he misses that one. Now Gagliano and Opelika trying to go fast. Maynor with it. Maynor passes it back out to Knight. Knight going all the way in. And Knight goes up, and Knight misses it off the back iron. And Knight trying to fight for the rebound, and he doesn't get it. Now 3-on-1 for Central, and finishing at the lane is Dawson. And you feel like that might have just been the nail in the coffin there. But Opelika is still trying to come back, and Knight stepped back, and Knight missed it.
Ooh, a foul.
And they call a foul. Very bad foul there by Jones. I mean, if he misses that shot and you get the rebound, this game is basically toast.
I mean, there's just no excuse for that. Just a
bad decision.
Just a mistime foul, yeah.
And you feel like their Coach Burkett for Central might get onto him for that one after this game, win or lose. So now Knight was 3 crucial free throws here, and he makes the first one. So still got a game here, especially if Knight is able to make these 3 free throws. But man, there have been some missed opportunities for Opelika here. Obviously that fast break earlier we talked about with Knight on the fast break, electing to stop and take that 3-point jumper as he makes the second. Now Central going to go a bit small ball here, bringing in number 4, Willie Townsend, for the big number 20, Jonah Jones, who did just make that awful foul. So Knight now trying to go 3 for 3 from the line to make it a 7-point game. And he makes it. Ice in his veins, but let's see if it's enough here. 1:40 to go. And they're gonna call lane violation. Wow. So what I'm hearing from the crowd is that it's a lane violation, but I'm not sure. And yeah, no basket. So only 2 for 3 from the free throw line. That's a big call there, as one of the Opelika players stepped in early into the lane. And now Central able to break the press here. Now Billingsley with it. Billingsley going to drive inside, and that's going to be a travel. That is going to be a travel. Billingsley picked up his dribble.
I mean, Opelika can still come back in this game. Just got to make the shots, man.
So now Harris with it. And as we said, they're not a great shooting team. They're not a great 3-point shooting team. As you see, Knight electing to go inside. Knight misses again and trying to get a rebound. And now they pass it up.
Dunk.
And finishing it at the dunk. Exclamation point is Jacoby Hill.
I mean,
a great night for him.
It's going to be Jacoby Hill.
And that is the storybook ending there. And it's going to be, they're going to call a blocking foul there. Wow. So Opelika going to get some free points at the line here. But wow, an exclamation point there by Jacoby Hill.
I mean, Max, when was the last time you've seen a sophomore? How many points does he have?
It's so hard to count. He has so many.
27.
27
points.
In an area tournament.
He dunks on a fast break. When was the last time you've seen a sophomore?
I mean, almost half of their team's points, you know?
Man's
and a rebound there by Brock. And Brock finishes and gets the foul. Wow. So maybe a last minute miracle here for the Opelika Bulldogs. Brock saying, I'm not giving up. So big free throw here for Opelika. But it's starting to feel like Central will be going to not only the area championship on Saturday, as Brock misses that one, a crucial miss, and they're going to start fouling. It's looking like the Red Devils are going to go to this area championship on Saturday at 6 o'clock on your very own AHS Mass Media. But also, they'll be going to the AHSAA 7A state playoffs. And yeah, what a game so far. Still not over, obviously. Des Williams at the free throw line. But if you're Central, you got to feel really good about your team with players like Jacoby Hill and Cam Coleman and Billingsley, and as well as the player at the line right now, Des Williams, all having great games, and all players that really can be a problem for whoever comes out of that game, Auburn or Smith Station. As making the second one is Williams. And so Opelika looking for a last-second miracle here. Now Brock's still going to drive inside, tries to get the and one, and they're going to call a foul. Both of these teams fought really hard, though, in this game. You know, Opelika, you had a rough season all year, And this game, not many people were expecting you to win this game or even be close after losing by 44 points as Brock misses the first free throw there. After losing 90-46 at home as well against Central in the last game between these two teams, and coming in here and playing a hard-fought game and really giving Central all they could, you got to give your hats off to them and really looking forward to their next season, Opelika. And timeout here by Central. And we're going to keep it here for the time being. And obviously a great game by Jacoby Hill. And you look at Jacoby Hill going into that area championship game. I mean, he's a problem for either team that he plays. Either team that Central goes up against. Him, Cam Coleman, just the pure athleticism of this team, if anything, is just great. And you had players such as number 20, Jonah Jones, who's actually one of their more athletic players on the team, big and long. And Bryce Dawson as well. Both didn't have really good games at all. But they're able to step up, as well as we know Jacoby Hill is going to step up. Then this team is going to be hard to handle, not only in the area championship, but especially in the state playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, like you're saying, they have stars. I mean, it's obvious they have stars. But, I mean, all of their starters just huge and athletic, and they can just shoot the three and do everything. If this Central team gets clicking and all 5 of their starters, and you have Cam Coleman coming off the bench, athletic freak, can catch lobs as a junior in high school. This could be a real disgusting and scary team in the state tournament.
Yes. No team would want to face, as Coleman able to hustle there and get the ball, and he shoots it over. And now Williams with it, and Williams is going to be fouled by Gagliano. And he's going to go to the line once again. But you see also just the hustle and fight that this team plays with. I mean, Jacoby Hill looked like he was injured multiple times throughout the second half and still elected to stay on the court and play, if not better than he did in the first half, in this second half, and really just take over this game.
I mean, going to Opelika, I mean, you got to give them credit. They lost by 40+ last time they played, the last time they played this team. And they come into this arena and they play with heart and they play with grit. And this game was close until the very final buzzer, and Central just ran away with it. And I just want to shout Stephen Knight, who has the ball right now. He's just insane. And then, I mean, Brock, number 23 Brock. He's just an athletic beast. We're talking about Central being athletic. I mean, you got Brock on Opelika.
And Hill trying to go for another insane dunk there.
The arena the top almost just came off. I felt that.
So, number 10, Amari Griffin, going in to the free throw line here for Central, and trying to put the final touches on a good win here for the Red Devils to move on to the area championship as well as the state playoffs. And yeah, whichever team wins the game tonight, gonna have some real trouble on Saturday coming their way, whether it's the Auburn Tigers or the Smith Station Panthers. As Emory Griffin go 1 for 2 and a steal there, and Opelika just kind of waving the white flag here. But yeah, if you're Opelika next season, obviously this was also their first year in 7A play for basketball. And you got to be encouraged. I mean, they finished third over Smith Station team, who obviously they had their star point guard out for most of the season. But Smith Station, I mean, they're a team that finished first in this region for the last 3 years, and dominantly as well. And so if you're Opelika, you got to be confident going into next season. Now Knight with a little trap here by Central. Now Brock going to shoot up, and Brock makes it. But this game basically all but over. And a bad pass there. And now Knight with it, and Knight makes the 3. Wow. So 8-point game. You never know.
I wish I could have done that a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Would have been in this game.
Maybe too little too late. But Opelika, fighting till the very end. You love to see that if you're a fan, a coach, of a team that is trying to start, trying to become one of the powerhouses in 7A in their first year. And so, but we're going to keep it here. This game, basically everything but, the final buzzer, this game is over. And so, but going forward, this Central team, we've said it multiple times as we see Smith Station lining up to come onto the court after this game. But Central going to be a problem, we can say it multiple times, but Jacoby Hill, Cam Coleman, Billingsley, and Des Williams, all those players for Central. I mean, that right there is just a scary starting five right there, what I just said. And so those 5 players, as well as, 2 of those players aren't even their starters. Des Williams, as well as,
Hey, you never know, Max. Opelika got the ball right now down by 8.
You never know. You never do know. 5.4 seconds to go. If they get a quick 3 here, can make it a 2-possession game, but this game's basically over. If they do come back, this game
and
one there. Wow, you never know. I mean, if they somehow come back and win this game in the last 4 seconds, this game will be on Sports Center.
I mean, I think Opelika would just rush the court at that point if they can come back, but I just don't see it happening.
So Brock here with, I guess, a crucial free throw, and he misses it. Yeah. And if only he would have made that free throw, this game, they could have come back. But that's going to be, they're going to foul again with 1.5 seconds to go. As you see Brock there pulling up his jersey. They've about had enough of the Red Devils. They fought to the very end. Give them credit. A team that this entire season, they really haven't been able to get it going. 9-11 on the year. With some close losses, but also some really bad losses against Central, as an example, losing by 44. But then coming in here tonight, and they're going to be losing only by single digits. So, I mean, closer than either of the 2 games, even when they lost by 10 earlier in the season.
I mean, this Opelika team, I mean, of course they're going to be upset because, I mean, their season's over, but they just got to keep their heads up going to next season. They got a lot of potential. They got a lot of future. I'm proud of the way Opelika played today, and I think they're a force to be reckoned with in 7A.
Yeah, I mean, 7A, all these teams, as Knight going to hold the ball, actually chuck it, and he is short there. But that's going to do it here for the first game of our doubleheader area tournament, as Central wins by a final score of 72-65 here to move on to not only the AHSAA 7A Area 4 championship, but also the 7A state playoffs. And what are some of your final thoughts on this game between Central and Opelika?
I mean, Central, Opelika, you got to give it to them. Opelika's season may be over, but you just got to give both of these teams a lot of credit. They came out, they played a physical game. I mean, it was close in the end. We almost saw the most magical comeback of all time. We saw stars. We saw Stephen Knight for Opelika. We saw Jacoby Hill for Central. I mean, just athletic freaks all around for Central. This Central team is a force to be reckoned with in the state tournament, and I think Central could go a very far way, especially against the winner of tonight's game, Auburn Smith Station.
Yeah, the reason I'm leading in so close is because we actually are hearing a voiceover, and also the Auburn Tigers coming out onto the court for our nightcapper here. But that's going to do it from us, and yeah, we look forward to this Auburn Smith Station game. Don't go anywhere, and we'll see you at H's Game Work.
My name is Carly. I'm 15 years old, and I am a heart recipient. I got my first heart transplant when I was 1.5 years old. I got my second heart when I was 13. When I step out on stage, I think I'm communicating with people. I would like to tell them that I want to make a change in life. Like, yeah, you can have 2 heart transplants, but that doesn't stop you from doing the things that you love. When I get my driver's license, of course I'm going to say yes to be an organ donor because I've been saved twice. So who says I can't save somebody else? It's just the beginning of a new story.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Meet Norm. He lives with anxiety, but with the help of this latest innovation from Be Normal, he can be normal, just like everyone else. With the swipe of a finger, you can project happiness, confidence, machismo. Why settle for being real when you can be normal? The Normal Maker, new from Be Normal. This item doesn't really work because there's no such thing as normal. We're all different. What we like, how our brains work. In fact, 1 in 5 of us live with mental illness. Don't filter who you are. Start by talking to someone you trust. And remember, there is no normal.
Our story was begun by someone else. Our story was often shaped by generations before them. Our story was forged and maybe even defined by the experiences of our childhood. But it doesn't need to be. You can be the author. Learn how at numberstory.org.
When stress shows up, it can be hard to see. Maybe you can't sleep. Or you feel sad and you don't know why. Or maybe it's worse. Because stress can knock you down. It can hurt your health and your relationships. If you've lost a job, worry about your next meal, or have trouble making it through the day, we can help. Text STRESS to 211-211 to find a solution.
Adventurer, coach, chef, teacher, audience, superhero. If you're a parent, you've done it all this past year. But the one thing you may not have done is take care of yourself. And it's nearly impossible to keep everyone else full of joy if you're feeling empty. At Boys Town, we know that a parent's mental health is important too. So when it's all too much, take a break and regroup. It's a great strategy that puts things in perspective so you can deal with challenges. The review and recalibrate method of self-care helps you see what's working and what's not. Go to boystown.org/stressedout for more great self-care tips for parents. You can even download an ebook to guide you and your family through self-care strategies. Because healthy parents are key to happy families. Boys Town, saving children and healing families.
Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel, safely drive that automobile. Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel.
So, I keep hearing how things are getting back to normal. Really? When am I back to normal? What is normal anyway? I can't even remember. Is this normal? Seriously? No. Was this ever normal? Please. I think this used to be normal. Then I figured out. Just stop it. So much has changed. No wonder nothing feels normal. But here I am, still standing. A brand new edition of me. This is no time to go back to anything. It's time to go forward and discover the new person I am now. I'm all in. For some great tips on finding your new normal, visit yourlifeyourvoice.org. You look familiar.
Some kids never smile. They're embarrassed by their crooked teeth. They want braces like the other kids, but their families can't afford them. Some may even try to straighten their teeth themselves. That can make everything worse. Luckily, there's Donated Orthodontic Services, a program from the American Association of Orthodontists. It helps provide orthodontic treatment to kids and teens whose families can't afford it. For kids who apply, are approved, and are matched with a volunteer orthodontist, it can be life-changing. Their treatment is in the hands of an expert, a licensed local orthodontic specialist who improves their smiles by correctly aligning teeth and jaws. Some kids think they'll never smile again, but donated orthodontic services may help them smile with confidence. To link to the application and eligibility requirements, visit aaoinfo.org.
Come on, Wraith! Oh, come on! Oh, what a bad call! You have no business being out there! Terrible!
You know, I'm a person too.
My name is Carly, I'm 15 years old and I am a heart recipient. I got my first heart transplant when I was 1.5 years old. I got my second heart when I was 13. When I step out on stage, I think I'm communicating with people. I would like to tell them that I want to make a change in life. Like, yeah, you can have 2 heart transplants, but that doesn't stop you from doing the things that you love. When I get my driver's license, of course I'm going to say yes to be an organ donor because I've been saved twice. So who says I can't save somebody else? It's just the beginning of a new story.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Using meth taught me everything about freedom, only not like you think. It taught me how easy it is to lose your freedom, how meth can take control until you find yourself doing whatever meth tells you to do. Before you get there, while you still can, take a stand for yourself. If you feel yourself losing your freedom to meth, ask for help. Accept the help. It's worth it. You have the power to be truly free and be the person you want to be. I know, I'm Jan, and I'm free from meth.
If you or someone you know is struggling with meth, call 1-800-662-HELP for 24-hour free and confidential treatment referral. Learn more at samhsa.gov/meth.
Hello and welcome to AHS Game Break. I'm your host, Max Mesner. I'm joined by co-hosts Cal Floyd, Taylor Gottney, and Levi Benefield. And wow, what a game between Opelika and Central. Central getting the win 72-65. Central moves on to the area championship as well as clinches a spot in the 7A state playoffs. But now going into our big game tonight between Auburn and Smith Station, we have some keys to the games. Now, Auburn has different X factors that can help them take over a game. What do you think those X factors are or will be in this game? Well, Auburn's ability to guard the perimeter on defense has really helped them hold teams into tough contested shots near the rim.
And on offense, Auburn, although it hasn't been the case recently, they have definitely been among the best shooting team in 7A. And when they get hot from the three, it's so hard to stop.
Yeah, well, Auburn's ability to cause turnovers and score on the fast break can really swing the game.
And now we move into our player profiles, which we will highlight each player, or we will each highlight one player, that will be crucial tonight for the Tigers. Who do y'all have as y'all's player profiles for tonight's matchup against Smith Station? Well, I'm going to be getting number 10, TJ Autry. He's a junior on combo guard, and he actually recently captured the 7A high jump title by clearing the 7A indoor state record, which is, he made it 6 feet 9¼ inch tall to break the previous record of 6 foot 9 inches. So you know he's got hops, and I'm excited to see that record-breaking leap tonight.
My player profile is number 23, Dash Thomas. He's a junior combo guard. He got his nickname because of how quick and shifty he is on the court. Hopefully he can get some fast break opportunities to show off that speed.
Yeah, tonight I have number 20, Jaden Eccles. He's a junior power forward. He's a stretch forward that can shoot on the perimeter if given the chance, but prefers to dominate down below in the paint.
And that'll do it for AH's Game Break, but don't go anywhere because coming up in a few minutes will be the tip-off of Auburn versus Smith Station, brought to you by AHS Mass Media. But for myself, as well as the rest of the crew here at AHS Game Break, we hope you enjoy the game, and we hope to see you back here for AHS Halftime for some thoughts on the game.
Starting at guard, number 4, Williams. Starting at forward, number 5, Shepard. And starting at forward, number 11, Mahogany. And now, introducing your starters for your Auburn High Tigers! Starting at guard, 5'8", junior, number 2, Adam Goya! Starting at forward, 6'3", sophomore, number 12, Tabari. Starting at total, 6'4", junior, number 33, Ruben McClay. Starting at guard, 5'11", senior, number 5, Brian Gill. And starting at guard, 5'9", senior, number 1, John Gore. Auburn is coached by Chris Brent, Scott Bagwell, Ben Noble, and Marcus Jackson and George Henry.
We mentioned just before we got going, this one all about getting into the playoffs. You get the top 2 teams from each area showing up in those playoffs, and Auburn, if they can win tonight, will secure a spot there. That's why the regular season is so big. You get home court advantage in these games, and now we're ready to see the fruits of that labor. Here is the tip controlled by the Tigers, and we're underway at the Auburn High School campus. Brian Kim works it up the floor for the Tigers in the white jerseys with blue numerals and black trim. Here's an entry pass directly into Griffin McLean. Went up for the shot, missed it. Smith Station in the black jerseys with white numerals and gray trim. Cam Williams, a 5'10" point guard, getting the start instead of Hayden Shedrick, that is. Out front is Sellers with the ball. Swings this one over to Williams back on the right wing. Now shoots this one to Harris. Harris on the left wing thought about the 3. Guarded by Gonya. Shoots it back out to Sellers. Now to Harris at the top of the key. Smith Station defense gets some instructions. Auburn in a 1-2-2 zone, it looks like, up here. Here is Sellers down the lane. Check that. That's Williams. Spin move. Gives it back out to Shedrick on the right wing. Dribble drive inside. Puts it up from 15 and scores. And Smith Station's on top. 2-0 Panthers to start here inside Auburn High School Gymnasium. 7 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Brian Kim has it for the Auburn Tigers. He advances it. Auburn in a box set. Takes this one to the right wing. Skip pass inside. McLean shot fake. Goes up for 2. No good. Rebound underneath by Tabari. Allen puts it back up. Put it in. 2-2. Auburn and Smith Station. The 1-seeded Tigers. The 4-seeded Panthers. Gannon Harris has it for Smith Station out at the top of the key. Guarded by Kim. Between the legs, dribble, steps back, thought about the 3, now shoots it over to Williams. Williams, a drive into the free throw line, now back to Shedrick. Shedrick on the right wing, working on Carr. Left-handed dribble, 6:30 left to go in the first quarter. Shedrick now at the top of the key, close to the midcourt stripe. Calls for some action over on the right side. Auburn still in a zone. Haven't seen that much this year from the Tigers, but Auburn staying in it. Now at the top of the key is Gannon Harris. Harris, dribble drive to the right wing. Kicks it out to, I believe that's Sellers over there. Gets it back to Shedrick at the top of the key. Now back to Williams. Williams between the legs, dribble. Down the left side of the lane. Put it up, stripped away by Carr. Carr was chasing it on the baseline. They'll say that went out of bounds on Ja, so that'll keep it with the Panthers. 6 minutes left to go in the first quarter. 2-2 your score inside Auburn High School. Auburn 23-3 on the year. Smith Station 8-4. Auburn 5-1 in Area 4. Smith Station 1-5. Winner of this one gets Central on Saturday night. There's a pass by Cam Williams out of bounds as he tried to hit the trailing Gannon Harris, who had left his spot prematurely. So that'll give it back to the Tigers. 5:50 left to go in the first quarter. Knotted it to Brian Kim, calls for some action on the 4-high offense. Takes it to the right wing, left-handed dribble back to Tabari. Allen at the top of the key. Hand off to Ja. Carr down the right side of the lane all the way. Kick out, 4-3 in the corner. No good by Gonya. Rebound to Gonya, though. He's got his own. Over to Tabari. Left wing, 3 in the air. Yep, center. 5-2, Tigers on top of the Panthers. Gannon Harris has it for Smith Station. Runs this one ahead between the legs dribble. Takes this one into the corner. Isolation on Ja. Now with a left-hander dribble, Tabari comes up to help him out on defense. Tigers switch that off. Harris, a step back three in the air over Tabari. Allen is short. Rebound to Gonya for the Tigers. Auburn works it up the floor. Brian Kim with the top of the key. Thought about the three and look pass inside to Tabari Allen. Fouled and one. Tabari Allen on the board. And give him another free throw. Landon Grubbs getting set to check into the ball game for the Tigers. 5 minutes left to go in this opening quarter. It was so important for Auburn tonight to get out to a quick start. They've done just that. Tabari Allen at the line, trying to convert on the three-point play. Here it is, spins it out. Rebound to Smith Station. And Shedrick will run it up. 7-2, Auburn on top of Smith Station. 4:58 left to go in the first quarter. Shedrick has it top of the key, gets some instructions from his coach. Now a left-handed dribble takes this one over to the left wing inside of the corner. That's Sellers over there guarded by Tabari Allen. Allen shoots it out at the top of the key to Harris. Harris drives middle of the paint, puts up a wild shot, no good. Rebound by Landon Grubbs. Tigers on the run. Ja Carr with it to the half-court stripe. Between the legs dribble, feeds Kim. Kim way out past the three-point line, has to pull back, and he'll reset the offense. Left-handed dribble to get free, gets a screen from Tabari up at the top. Nothing there, and Kim will reset it. Now the right wing for Adam Gonya, shoots it back up to Allen. Allen over to Kim, now inside to Grubbs. And they'll say an offensive foul underneath. Not sure who they're going to get that on. 4:19 left to go in the first quarter. Looked like they may have put a number 1 in the air. I believe they'll get that to Ja Carr then. So that'll be Ja's first of the game. And yes, it is Ja getting an explanation on what he did right now from the head official. 4:18 left to go in the first quarter. 7-2. Auburn on top of Smith Station. 1 foul apiece. This is Shedrick now with it for the Panthers. Right wing in the air. Oh, tipped by Ja Carr. I'll give him a block for that. Into the hands of Carr as Grubbs sped ahead and got it. Carr out right. Give him the foul and 1. Ja Carr with 2 more. And a chance to jump up by 8. 4:02 left to go in the first quarter. Carr goes coast to coast after the block. Landon Grubbs was able to bat it into his hands, and Carr sped past everybody to lay it in on the other end and get fouled. Trey Fletcher into the game. Dash Thomas also into the game. Out goes Tabari Allen and Brian Kim. Carr's free throw up, no good. Tapped around, rebound underneath. They're going to say over the back on Landon. Don't know if I agree with that one, but Landon will pick up his first foul, and it'll stay at a 7-point lead for the Tigers. 4 minutes on the dot left to go. Opening quarter between Smith Station and Auburn. We're in the area semifinals tonight. Winner of this one not only goes on to the area championship game on Saturday night against Central in this very gym, but they'll also get a spot in the 7A state playoffs going on next week in Birmingham. Harris runs this up the floor for the black and white. Now a right-handed dribble swings this one over to Williams. Williams with a between-the-legs dribble, taking Gonya inside by Trey Fletcher. Fletcher right there to play help defense. 2-on-1, now backs it out as the help came. Gonya runs it down at the top of the key. Into the corner for Ja. Ja, a shot fake, drives inside all the way to the bucket. Put up the layup. Oh, didn't get the roll. Rebound, Trey Fletcher blocked out of there. Back there with it. Cleans up the trash and puts it in. Tigers playing hard on the defensive glass and the offensive glass, and a timeout by Smith Station. 9-point lead for the Tigers. Let's take a 30-second break on the Auburn High School Sports Network. Here is Smith Station back the other way. Sellers has it out front, gives this one off to Harris, top of the key. Now feeds this to Miles, who's checked into the ball game. Williams drives baseline, lost it, going out of bounds. That'll go back to Auburn. This station a little flustered. Tigers can really put the foot down on this. Boy, they could cruise in this one. But you got to put that foot down. Can't allow any hope. Trey Fletcher with it. Inbounds it to his brother Zion, and now Dash Thomas will walk it up the floor. It is Thomas, the Fletcher brothers, Grubbs, and Ja on the floor. 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Carr in the corner on the left wing now. Dribbles it back out, gives it to Zion. A three in the air by Zion. No good. Bounced around on the rim a couple times and just wouldn't go down. Rebound to the Panthers. Smith Station up ahead. Yes, Harris in the corner. Harris now throws this one over to Miles. Oh, he threw it away as he just threw it over his head. Miles didn't bother going for it. May have been way too far out. 2:45 left to go. Auburn will inbound it in their own backcourt. Jaquez Mahogany in the game for the Smith Station Panthers. 11-2, Auburn on top. 2:45 left to go in the opening period. Fletcher up the floor, now with a left-handed dribble. This is Trey Fletcher, that is. Landon Grubbs out with the top of the key. Inside, the wide open Trey at the bucket, he lays it in. 13-2 Tigers, trying to put the nail in the coffin early. Ethan Brown with it for the Panthers out front. Top of the key now, right-handed dribble, gives this one off to Sellers. Sellers around the horn, it goes to Harris. Now working on Dash Thomas at the free throw line. Swings it out to Sellers on the left wing, guarded by Zion. Back over it goes to Brown at the top of the key, guarded by Trey Fletcher. Now flips this one out. Harris thought about the deep three. Zion right there. Brings it back out. Now a crossover move as he gets free. Out to the corner for Sellers. Shot fake on Dash. Tigers playing great defense. Oh, man on the deck. Out to Harris. Harris swings it back to Brown, top of the key. Taking it down the lane. Goes up a contested shot. Rebound on the deck to Smith Station. Layup up, no good. Rebound to the Tigers. Great defensive possession for Auburn. 13-2, 1:45 left to go in the first quarter. Thomas has it on the top of the key. Auburn goes to the 4-low offense. Now a left-handed dribble gives this one off to Zion. Fletcher left wing. Back to Dash, top of the key, working it around the horn. It goes. Now back to Zion on the left wing. Right-handed dribble to get free. He'll take it to the top of the key, and the Tigers will reset. Didn't have something that they wanted there. 1:20 left to go in the first quarter. Zion has it. Ja with a baseline cut, comes back out to get it on the right wing. Deep three in the air by Ja. Carr off the iron. Got his own rebound though. Steps inside all the way to the bucket, and a charge. They'll get a charge on Ja as he comes inside. Maybe ran over Justin Miles. He might have run over Justin Miles there. Not exactly sure which Panther was the beneficiary of that call. 1:11 left to go, 13-2. Your score, Auburn on top of Smith Station here in the area semifinals at the 7A Area 4 playoffs. Gannon Harris up the floor for the black and white. A right-handed dribble by Smith Station. Point guard now gives this one out to Shedrick, almost stolen away. Jordan Franklin into the game. The firecracker getting ready to play some minutes. And a charge inside as Shedrick runs it down the right side of the lane and runs over Landon Grubbs. Shedrick's first, 57 seconds left to go. Auburn will inbound. Only 2 points in this first quarter thus far for Smith Station. Landon Grubbs out, Brian Kim into the ball game. Auburn going guard heavy on this possession. Brian Kim, Jordan Franklin, Zion Fletcher, Trey Fletcher, and Dash Thomas. All can be considered guards in some way, shape, or form on this squad. 45 seconds left. Auburn going to hold this, I believe, for the last shot of the quarter. They can swing it around long enough. Fletcher out to Franklin. Franklin thought about the drive. Now we'll back it up towards the half-court stripe. Left-handed dribble by Jordan. He gets a settle-down call from Brian Kim over here. Franklin visibly frustrated that he's got to slow up in any way. Back out to Zion it goes. 20 seconds left to go in this first quarter. Auburn content to take this clock down. Now with 15 seconds, Franklin on the right wing. All about the drive, now backs it back out, now with 13. Swings it down the lane. Spin move, tried to go outside to Dash. Thomas had it poked away. Harris the other way. Oh, my goodness, Franklin runs it down from behind. He's able to bat it out. Almost saved it back in bounds, but I believe he stepped on the baseline. That'll go back to Smith Station with 5 seconds left to inbound underneath their own basket. Jordan Franklin got it stolen from him on the other end, ran all the way back, ran down Gannon Harris, and poked it out from behind. Then almost saved it back in bounds. But it will stay with Smiths. 5 seconds left. Inbound with 4. Now Harris has it at the top of the key, takes it down the middle of the lane, puts up the floater from the free throw line. It goes, and that's how the first quarter will end. 13-4, Auburn on top of Smith Station at the end of one. We'll be right back on the Auburn High School Sports Network presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Using meth taught me everything about freedom, only not like you think. It taught me how easy it is to lose your freedom, how meth can take control until you find yourself doing whatever meth tells you to do. Before you get there, while you still can, take a stand for yourself. If you feel yourself losing your freedom to meth, ask for help. Accept the help. It's worth it. You have the power to be truly free and be the person you want to be. I know. I'm Jan, and I'm free from meth.
If you or someone you know is struggling with meth, call 1-800-662-HELP for 24-hour free and confidential treatment referral. Learn more at samhsa.gov/meth.
13-4, Auburn on top of Smith Station at the end of one. We're getting ready for quarter number 2. It's Franklin, Allen, Thomas, Kim, and Fletcher on the floor. That's Trey Fletcher underneath. Smith Station guard, Gannon Harris out with it at the top of the key. Swing just went over to Brown for the Panthers. Now back to Miles, top of the key, guarded by Dash Thomas. Gets it back out to Harris. Harris drives free throw line, puts a shoulder into Jordan Franklin. No call. Rebound fought for on the deck. Run down. Dash Thomas rips it out of there. Auburn has it. Brian Kim with it past the half-court line with a right-handed dribble. Just underway in the second quarter. Auburn High School basketball on 96-3 W lead. Kim inside to Tabari. Allen has it. Now back in the corner to Kim. Now back to Tabari on the wing. Drives down the right side of the lane. Goes up. Believe they'll call a foul. They'll get a foul inside number 34. Ethan Shufford steps in front of that one. Maybe got him on the wrist going up. And Tabari will get back to the line for a couple of shots. Griffin McLean gets set to check back in at the next stoppage in play. That'll be after this free throw, make or miss. Tabari's first one in the air, knocks it down. A 10-point lead for the Tigers. In comes Griffin McLean. Out goes Trey Fletcher. 7:21 left to go in the second quarter. Auburn by 10 over the Smith Station Panthers. Free throw in the air. Tabari knocks both of them down, and it's an 11-point lead for Auburn. Tabari already with 7. 3 in the air the other way, no good. Rebound out of there, Jordan Franklin. Tigers want to run. All the way to the bucket goes Jordan. Count it down, they're going to say on the floor. Jordan Franklin took it down the middle of the lane. Got fouled going up. Believe they'll say that was on the floor, though. They'll get number 1, Gannon Harris, on that foul, his first of the game. Tigers will inbound underneath their own basket. Brian Kim has it, snatches it away from Shufford. Down the middle of the paint, feeds to Griffin McLean. Griffin all the way to the bucket, puts it in. Nice feed to Griffin, and even better post move underneath. 13-point lead for the Tigers, 6:55 left to go in the second quarter. Gannon Harris with it at the free throw line, backs this one out, now gives it to Brown. Brown, top of the key, guarded by Brian Kim out here. Now a right-handed dribble. Gets a screen from Shufford, a moving screen, it'll go back to the Tigers. 17-4, Auburn trying to lengthen that lead out even more. Adam Gonya into the ball game. Dash Thomas will come out. For the Panthers, it'll be Cam Williams coming in for Ethan Brown. On the floor for Smith Station now, it's Harris, Miles, Williams, Shufford, and Sellers. For Auburn, on the other hand, it's Franklin with the ball now. Brian Kim, Griffin, McLean, Tabari Allen, and Adam Gonya. Auburn with it on their own end. Left-handed dribble by Tabari, gives this one off to Jordan Franklin. Now to Griffin McLean, top of the key. Off to Gonya. Gonya with a left-handed dribble, top of the key. Open Jordan Franklin in the corner, steps inside, shoots a 16-footer long. Rebound underneath to the Panthers. Harris out of there with it for Smith Station. Right-handed dribble, pulls up from the elbow and knocks it down. Harris with all 6 for Smith Station thus far. It's an 11-point lead for the Tigers once again. Bradley Pearson getting set to check in at the next stoppage. Here is Brian Kim in the corner. Out to Gonya. Gonya swings it around to Allen on the left wing. Guarded by Williams. Now back out to Kim. Kim, hesitation. All the way to the bucket. Left-handed layup. Good by Brian Kim. Good patience by Brian. Kind of a hesitation move and then found his way to the bucket. An open layup. Good move. Here is Smith Station on the other end, and Williams is blocked out of there by Tabari. Jordan Franklin spits defenders all the way to the bucket. Left-handed layup. Oh! Jordan Franklin with a bucket. Auburn 21, Smith Station 6 in the second quarter. Sellers now with it, steps inside, shoots the jumper from the elbow, no good. Rebound to Jordan Franklin. Tigers trying to put the nail in the coffin early. Franklin down the lane, gives it off to Tabari. A foul underneath as Allen went up. Who will they get this one on? It'll be on Justin Miles, his first of the ball game. And Tabari will go back to the line. Boy, Tabari been dynamite thus far in this matchup. 7 points, couple of tough rebounds, a block over here on this side, just a possession ago. And now he's at the charity stripe. First free throw up, good by Tabari Allen. 22-6, Auburn on top of Smith Station, a 16-point lead. 5:18 left to go before the half. Allen spins up the free throw off the front rim, falls through for Tabari. Tabari has 9, 23-6. Winner of this one to the area championship game. More importantly, a spot in the 7A state playoff next week. Miles drives this one for the Panthers inside, too hard on the shot. Rebound to Brian Kim for the Auburn Tigers. Auburn trying to lengthen this 17-point lead out even more. Inside to Tabari. Hits McLean underneath. Got them with the lay-in. 4 for the tight end. 4:45 left to go in the second quarter. Working it ahead is Harris. Thought about the step back 3. Now gets this one over to Williams. Williams on the drive down the baseline. Shoots this one out to Harris. Harris a corner 3 ball in the air. Long on the air ball. Tabari Allen pushes this one ahead. Tabari all the way down the left side of the lane. Went up, had it blocked. And back the other way goes Smith Station. Williams has it. Euro step to the hole. Pretty move as he lays that one in for 2. And cuts this lead back down to 17. Gonya now with it. Shoots this one back to Kim for the Tigers as they go quick to their other side of the floor. Now Brian will slow things down as Auburn drops into that 4-low set. Tabari Allen comes out to get it on the left wing, holds it above his head. Shoots this one to Gonya on the right wing. Gonya looking for some help, gives this one off to Bradley Pearson up top. Now to Kim on the top of the key, working on Williams, steps inside, out to Pearson. Bradley steps to the right, now gives it back to Kim. Nothing working on this possession thus far for the Tigers. Kim backs it out, calls for a screen, gets it, goes the other way, shoots the 3 from the right wing. Oh, Brian Kim knocks it down! Auburn shooting the lights out inside Auburn High Gymnasium, a 20-point lead. Gannon Harris brings it ahead. Sellers now with it, top of the key. Now back to Harris, guarded by Pearson. On the right wing, switches this one into the corner to Miles. Guarded by Brian Kim, almost picked his pocket, and now they'll get a foul on Kim underneath. As Miles took that to the right side down the baseline, I believe they're going to say Brian Kim reached in and got him. So that will be the first on Brian Kim. And with 3:31 left to go, a 20-point lead for the Tigers in this second quarter. Griffin McLean will come out of the ball game. Solomon Fellows will check his way in. 3:31 left to go, second quarter. Cam Williams has it, gives this one out to Gannon Harris. Harris between the legs, dribble now working on Bradley Pearson. Tigers drop back into a, looks like a 2-3 zone. Will they switch this now? I believe they're still in a man. Harris out of the top of the key, trying to work down the left side of the lane. Scoops this one back to Williams. Williams, a spin move, goes down the left side of the lane and gets fouled going up. Will they get that one on Bradley Pearson? Yes, they will. Bradley picks up his first 7 fouls now for the Smith Station Panthers, meaning Auburn in the bonus for the rest of the half. Only 5 for the Tigers, so Smith Station not quite in the bonus, but this one a shooting foul will give Smith a couple of free ones at the charity stripe. Williams knocks down the first. He's got 3 on the evening. The other 6 belong to Gannon Harris. Second free throw by Williams, up and good. 28-10, an 18-point lead for the Tigers. 3:11 left to go before the half. Pearson, now a check. He comes it out to the left side. Not a heat check. I almost said that. Pearson knocked one down yet, but a little bit of a deep three there. Smith Station will bring it back the other way as the shot rattles out. Sellers down the right side of the line. And Kim picks his pocket. Between the legs, dribble left-handed. Now up the floor to Gonya. Inside, a skip pass in there to Solomon. A no-look to Brian Kim, and then another no-look. Tabari had it blocked out of there. Even though the block happens on that play, that's pretty basketball by the Tigers. Kim will inbound from the baseline underneath. Looking for some help. Throws it off of the Smith Station Panther guarding the inbound Gannon Harris. And there's another heady play by Brian Kim. Kim has outstanding vision when he drives into the lane. Good basketball IQ by Kim. Adam Gonya out with the top of the key. Swings this one over to Kim, thought about the three, now steps back, drives. Gives it back to Gonya. Gonya around the screen, gives this one off. Lost it for a second, actually. Three into the hands of Brian Kim. Kim down the lane, gives it to Gonya. Open three in the corner, no! Rebound underneath, Tabari snatches it out. Goes up for two, no! Tries to go back up and get his own rebound. They'll say that's out on the Panthers. And that'll go back to Auburn. 2:22 left to go before the half. Auburn will get another shot to inbound from their own baseline. Kim slaps the ball. Solomon Fellows will receive the entry pass. Thought about the three from the left wing, no. Now drives, kicks it out. Open three, Bradley Pearson, no. And a rebound again, and Harris. They'll call a foul on Tabari Allen. Wow. Well, Tabari, I don't know, looked a little careful from over here. Looked like Tabari kind of went up and tried to pick that ball out of there, but they'll say a foul nonetheless on Tabari. Interesting. So that'll be Tabari's first of the ball game. And Smith Station will run this one ahead. 28-10, 2:11 left to go before the half. Smith Station has it. Right-handed dribble down the lane, gives this one back to Sellers. Three in the air, too long. Rebound to Dash Thomas. Shoots this one over to Adam Gonya. And Gonya will run it up the floor now. And Gonya and Pearson were a little confused as to what they needed to do there. Ball was on the deck for a second. 1:54 left to go in the first half. Fellows has it. Shoots this one over to Thomas. Dash at the top of the key, working on Williams. Between the legs, dribble. Backs this one back up with 1:46 left to go. Now drives to the left. Gives this one off to Brian Kim in the backcourt. And the Tigers will reset. Shoots this one to Dash. Top of the key versus Williams. Over to Fellows. Solomon thought about the three. Hesitation move. Gives it off to Gonya. Gonya, three. No. Will they say a foul? I believe they'll get a foul. Solomon Fellows, the culprit in that instance, picks up his first of the game. May have driven down the lane and run over somebody. This broadcaster had looked back out at the action on the wing. 28-10, Auburn leads Smith Station. 1:20 left to go before the half. Cam Williams has it, top of the key, works on Gonya. Down the lane, stripped by Dash Thomas. Thomas has it on the floor, gives this one off to Adam Gonya. Up ahead to Solomon. Fellows stops at the left wing, gives it back to Adam, shoots it over to Dash. Open three in the air for the lefties. Good! 5 for Dash Thomas and a 21-point lead. Cam Williams the other way for the Panthers, throws this one out to Sellers. Shoots it back to Gannon Harris. Harris top of the key with 50 seconds left to go in a half. Now working on Jordan Franklin with a left-handed dribble. Franklin in his grill, still in his grill. Takes it down the left side of the lane, goes up for two, almost got the roll, but no foul. Jordan Franklin doesn't like the call. Coach Chris Brandt and Scott Bagwell plead with him to just let it go. Franklin will clap his hands together. Boy, I love the energy that Jordan Franklin plays with. First free throw in the air, good by Gannon Harris. He's got 7 on the evening. Griffin McLean back into the ball game for Solomon Fellows. 42 seconds left to go in the second quarter. 20-point lead for the Auburn Tigers in this area semifinal matchup. Winner not only to the area championship, but to the 7A playoffs as well. Second free throw good by Gannon Harris. And Kim will walk it up with 36 seconds left to go before the half. Speaking of halftime, don't forget, join us at the half for the Orthopedic Clinic halftime break. And the Orthopedic Clinic halftime report is brought to you by the Orthopedic Clinic, East Alabama's go-to for orthopedic care, with locations in Auburn and Opelika or on the web at theorthoclinic.com. Auburn holding this one out front with 15 seconds left to go. They'll take the last shot at the end of the half. Left-handed dribble. Justin Miles guarding Kim. Hesitation move, gives it off to Franklin. Inside, gets it back to Griffin McLean. He missed the layup. Oh, Griffin had a point-blank look and he couldn't hit it. And a foul on Auburn will give free throws to Smith Station. 4.5 ticks left to go in this one. Griffin McLean had an open look inside to make this 21 points. Oh, and just a little bit too strong off the back rim. Auburn will have about 5 seconds to go the length of the floor, though. So Jakar will come back into the ball game. Was in a little bit of foul trouble there early with 2 fouls. He'll check back in as Auburn needs to go quick in the event of a missed shot. Jaquez Mahogany at the line, puts up the free throw off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound to the Panthers. Shot in the air by Harris, no good, but the rebound to Sellers on the putback is good, and Smith Station scores before the half. A 17-point lead for the Auburn Tigers. Auburn 16 minutes away from an area championship game berth and a spot in the 7A playoffs. We'll be right back on the Auburn High School Sports Network, where we'll take you through the Orthopedic Clinic halftime report. We'll break down this one so far, give you a couple storylines, give you the halftime numbers, as well as look ahead to what's going on around the country in the coming days. All coming up on the Orthopedic Clinic halftime report here on the Auburn High School Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel, safely drive that automobile. Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel.
Come on, Oh, come on! Oh, what a bad call! You have no business being out there. Terrible!
You know, I'm a person too.
Hello and welcome to AHS Halftime. I'm your host, Max Vesner, and I'm joined by co-hosts Taylor Gottney and Levi Benefield. In this game, we thought it could have been kind of close, but we also thought it could have been a blowout, and we're seeing it kind of like a blowout in this game. Auburn up 31-14 at the half. What are some positives and negatives for both teams on both sides of the ball in this first half?
Auburn's been really good at causing a lot of turnovers, and they've just been dominant on defense, not letting Smiths get even near the paint on most of their drives. They're just impacting that they're bigger and they're stronger and they're just more athletic. And then on offense, we're scoring at will. We're getting any shot we want. We just need to start capitalizing a little bit more on our open looks. And then for Smith Station, I mean, near the first half, they kind of went on a little run. They kind of started locking up. I mean, it was hard for Auburn to get open shots. And then they've had decent perimeter shooting. They've gotten open looks on offense. They just need to start capitalizing a little bit more.
Some negatives on defense for Auburn is they were having trouble transitioning back. And if they could work on that, they would probably stop Smith Station a lot more than they already are. And some negatives on offense was they're having a lot of rebounds, but they aren't able to put it back, and it's just going nowhere. For negatives on defense for Smith Station, they are allowing Auburn a lot of open shots, and Auburn is taking most of those, and that's why they have this really big lead. So offense negatives, they have open shots, but they just need to take them. There are open shots, and if they would drive to the paint and score those, then they would be up a lot more.
Yeah, and what are some keys to the second half for both of these teams? For Auburn, of course, to maintain this lead and punch their ticket to the area championship, and then for Smith Station to somehow try and crawl back in this one and try and get the win.
I mean, Auburn just needs to keep the fire going and just keep impounding their will near the end of the game. And just get the ball into the paint more. We're kind of settling for contested three-pointers and mid-range shots. We just need to start being more physical on offense. And like I said, we need to capitalize on those easy looks. I mean, we just saw miss wide open layup, just easy, small little details like that. But overall, it's gone pretty good. And then Smith Station, they need to make their open shots. They've gotten open looks. They need to just regroup, come out with their heads held high. I mean, they're down by a lot, but they need to just look at the prize ahead of them. I mean, area championship on Saturday, and they just need to try to get back in this game.
Yeah, he was saying, Auburn is just, they need to clean up these small stuff a little, and it would really work out for them, and they'd be a lot more ahead. And for Smith Station, they need to work on noticing these mistakes, and they just need to regroup, and we'll just see who really wants it more.
And that's going to do it for AHS Halftime, but from all of us here at AHS Halftime, Taylor Gottney, Levi Benefield, we hope you enjoyed the second half, and we hope to see you back here after the game for AHS postgame for some thoughts on this entire event.
Some kids never smile. They're embarrassed by their crooked teeth. They want braces like the other kids, but their families can't afford them. Some may even try to straighten their teeth themselves. That can make everything worse. Luckily, there's Donated Orthodontic Services, a program from the American Association of Orthodontists. It helps provide orthodontic treatment to kids and teens whose families can't afford it. For kids who apply, are approved, and are matched with a volunteer orthodontist, it can be life-changing. Their treatment is in the hands of an expert, a licensed local orthodontic specialist who improves their smiles by correctly aligning teeth and jaws. Some kids think they'll never smile again, but Donated Orthodontic Services may help them smile with confidence. To link to the application and eligibility requirements, visit aaoinfo.org.
Our story was begun by someone else. Our story was often shaped by generations before them. Our story was forged and maybe even defined by the experiences of our childhood. But it doesn't need to be. You can be the author. Learn how at numberstory.org.
My name is Carly, I'm 15 years old and I am a heart recipient. I got my first heart transplant when I was 1.5 years old. I got my second heart when I was 13. When I step out on stage, I think I'm communicating with people. I would like to tell them that I want to make a change in life. Like, yeah, you can have 2 heart transplants, but it doesn't stop you from doing the things that you love. When I get my driver's license, of course I'm going to say yes to be an organ donor because I've been saved twice. So who says I can't save somebody else? It's just the beginning of a new story.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
When stress shows up, it can be hard to see. Maybe you can't sleep, or you feel sad and you don't know why. Or maybe it's worse, because stress can knock you down. It can hurt your health and your relationships. If you've lost a job, worry about your next meal, or have trouble making it through the day, we can help. Text STRESS to 211-211 to find a solution.
Through the years, we've faced events that have challenged our lung health, and respiratory therapists saved lives through them all. We've come a long way since the iron lung, but respiratory therapy remains an essential piece to patient care. Heroically working on the front lines of COVID-19 and its new waves and variants, respiratory therapists save lives, essential to patient care. Take time to thank a respiratory therapist by getting your COVID-19 vaccine today.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
Thoughts of suicide may feel impossible to overcome, but with help and support, you can find hope and meaning. Call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK to speak to a counselor, or visit suicidepreventionlifeline.org. It's free, it's confidential, it's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And even if it feels like it, you're not alone.
We ask all in attendance at tonight's game to make that their personal responsibility.
31-14, your score at the break. Auburn will inbound it up by 17 against this Smith Station team. 16 minutes, now 15 minutes and some change left to go for the Tigers to get back to the state playoffs and the area championship game on Saturday night against Central. Griffin McLean has it inside for the Tigers. Swings this one out to Brian Kim in the corner, who will walk this towards the top of the key. Now gives it to Adam Gonia, who backs it up on the left wing, guarded by Cam Williams. Entry pass inside to Tabari. Jab step, now goes left, baseline, puts it up from 2. No good. Oh, they'll call a walk. Coach Scott Bagwell can't believe it over there on the bench. 7.5 left to go. In the third quarter, Hayden Shedrick has it for the Panthers. Left-handed dribble takes this one inside back to Williams, top of the key. Invert dribble gives this one to Harris. Harris runs it around to Shedrick, guarded by Ja Carr. Now backs it up on the left wing. Smith Station with a couple low offensive personnel gives this one back to Harris. Harris, top of the key. Flex offense being run by Smith, so this is back out to Williams. Williams with 7:10 left to go in the third. Crossover dribble down the lane, puts up the 2. No good, but a foul. They're going to get Brian Kim on that one. And Cam Williams will head to the line. Brian with 2 fouls, 31-17. Smith Station trying to cut this to 15 with a couple of makes here. Check that, that'd be 14. No, that would be 15. Forgot how to do math there for a second. 7:06 left to go in the third quarter. First free throw is home for Cam Williams. And it's a 31-15 ball game. Williams, a couple of dribbles at the line. Shoots this one in the air, no good. As that one rolls out. Rebound to the Tigers, and Gonia will work it ahead. Left-handed dribble, speeds this one in the front court. A no look inside of Tabari, lays it in. The sophomore forward with 13. 33-15 your score. Auburn on top of the Panthers of Smith Station. Hayden Shedrick has it. Spin move on Adam Gonia. Dumps it off inside. Ripped away by Brian Kim. Tabari got his hands on it. Kim was able to pull it out of there. Now Ja Carr with the top of the key. Behind the back, now between the legs dribble, working on number 11, Jaquez Mahogany. Around the screen from Tabari. Now left-handed dribble, takes it inside, step back, shoots the 3 in the air. Good! Ja Carr, what a move to get open! And now a steal by Adam Gonia. Ja Carr is the beneficiary of it. Invert dribble all the way in, kicks it in the corner. They'll get a foul before Brian Kim can shoot it. Ja Carr, what an impressive move. The step back 3 goes home. Adam Gonia is able to run down Harris from behind and poke it free into the hands of Carr. Auburn will set up underneath their own baseline. Kim wants some help, gives this one into Tabari. Allen into the corner for Ja. Oh, he has an open 3! 2 in a row for Ja Carr as he knocks it down. 8 for the senior point guard, 39-15. Boy, and if Ja gets going, it's lights out. Cam Williams down the right side of the lane, puts it up on Tabari. Blocked out of there, but they'll get a foul underneath. Brian Kim called for another foul. That's 3 on Kim. And they'll say that one was on the floor, so with 6 minutes left in the third quarter, Smith Station will inbound underneath their own basket. 24-point lead for the Auburn Tigers. Kim out into the game for the Tigers. Dash Thomas to fill his place. Smith Station quick inbound, blocked by Tabari Allen as Mahogany made his way to the bucket. Dash Thomas works this one past half court. Now goes down the middle of the lane, crossover move to the bucket. Left-handed layup is good. 41-15, Auburn way out in front. 5:42 left to go in the third quarter. Harris down the lane, pulls it back out, and he walked going down the paint. Carr points the other way, couple of hand claps. And with 5:37 left to go, Tigers are starting to feel it. 26-point lead for the blue and white. Allen will inbound to Dash Thomas. The southpaw runs it ahead. Miles trying to strip it free, can't do it. Goes up for two, does. Dash, no good on the layup, but Griffin got it back. Feeds Dash underneath. Beautiful basketball by the Tigers. 43-15, Tigers, 28-point lead now, trying to blow the Panthers out of the gym. Justin Miles takes it down the right side of the lane, no good, another rebound by the Tigers. Dash Thomas has it. Gives this one off to Ja, who runs this one past half court. Swings this one over to the lane. Adam Gonya down the baseline, and a blocking foul going to be called here on Cam Williams for the Smith Station Panthers. That'll be Cam's first of the ball game. 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Boy, Auburn started fast in the first quarter, and they've started fast here in this third quarter. A 12-1 run out of halftime for the Auburn Tigers. Adam Gonya will inbound. Holds it above his head, gets this one into Tabari. Had to run it down. Now back to Ja Carr. Carr at the top of the key, feeds Dash. Open three, right wing. No, off the back rim. Rebound by Griffin McLean. Goes back up strong. Almost put it in. No good on the shot, but he'll get to the line for a couple. Griffin McLean, of course, the tight end on the Auburn High School football team, has already played in the state championship game this season. He'd love to play in another one if the Tigers could go on a deep run here to close this season out. First free throw in the air, off the back rim, no good. He'll get another one. Trying to put the Tigers up by 29. Free throw in the air by Griffin is good. 5 points for Griffin McLean, 44-15, the Auburn Tiger lead. A far cry from what happened just a few short weeks ago at Smith Station High School. A foul as Smith Station took that up. I believe that was Cam Williams who will get to the line. Was that Adam Gonya who reached in and got him? I believe that was the junior point guard. Williams at the line, spins it in his hands, puts up the first free throw and knocks that one down. 6 for Cam Williams on a night where scoring has been hard to come by for the Panthers. Williams will get one more. Free throw in the air and good. Knocks them both home. He's got 7. Smith Station will press in the backcourt. Auburn beats it. Adam Gonya with it past half court. Into the corner. 3 in the air by Dash. Good! Auburn continues to pour it on. 30-point lead by the Tigers, 47-17. 4.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Down the lane goes Harris. Rebound on the missed shot attempt by Bryce Smoke. He puts it back up and in as Harris took that down the baseline. Couldn't get it to go, but Smoke does clean up the trash. 47-19, Auburn on top. 4:15 left to go in the third quarter. Ja Carr past half court. Now goes to the left side on the left wing. Double team. Finds an open Tabari Allen. Top of the key. 3. Rattles it home! 16 for Tabari and a steal by Adam Gonya. Gonya with it. Gives it to Carr. NBA 3 in the air. No good. And a rebound to Harris for the Panthers. All the way up the floor goes Smith Station. Justin Miles dribbles it in. Tries to feed Williams, but stolen away by Carr. Ja up the floor. He's faster than everybody, and he shows it. 10 points for Ja, 52-19. The Tigers are blowing them out of the gym. Shot in the air by Miles, no good. Rebound to Gonya, up ahead, up and Griffin McLean all the way to the bucket. And the Tigers are playing with their food now. 54-19, timeout Smith Station. We'll take 30 of them off your hands and be back after this one on the Auburn High School Sports Network presented by the Orthopedic Clinic. The Tigers have done it. 54-19. They've come out, and in 4.5 minutes, they've gone on a 23-5 run over Smith Station. Kind of playing with their food, as you would say. 3.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Auburn all over Smith Station into the game. For the Tigers, it's Ja Carr, Jeremiah Bowman, Jordan Franklin, Dash Thomas, and Trey Fletcher. Gannon Harris has it on the right wing. Shoots this one over to Cam Williams, top of the key, and he'll back it back out. With 3:20 left to go, a steal by Ja Carr on a lazy pass by Cam Williams. All the way to the bucket, Carr lays it in. 12 for the senior point guard. Auburn still pressing in the backcourt. Williams works this one ahead with a right-handed dribble. Runs into the double team. Shoots this one over to Brown on the right wing. Steps inside, gives this one off underneath to Jacquez Mahogany. He's going to be fouled by Jeremiah Bowman underneath with 3:01. This Station will get back to the line. Mahogany, chance for his first point of the evening. First minutes of the night for Jeremiah. First free throw is in the air and good by Mahogany. He's on the board. 56-20, your lead inside Auburn High Gymnasium. Boy, it's been hard to find much wrong tonight with the Auburn High game plan. This is a team that beat Auburn last time out on the floor of Smith Station High School. Second one up, dies on the rim and goes in for Jacquez Mahogany. He's got 2 on the evening, and he'll be subbed out for number 34, Ethan Schuffer. Bowman will inbound for the Tigers, who have a 35-point lead. Throws this up ahead to Franklin, but had it stolen away. Down the lane goes Ethan Brown. He goes up for the layup and is fouled. Will they get Jeremiah Bowman for that one? Yes, they will. That'll be Jeremiah's second in just a minute or so here. So Jeremiah comes in playing pretty physical thus far. Ethan Brown at the line. He'll get a couple. First shot is up by Brown and no good off the back of the rim. 2:55 left to go in the third quarter. Auburn by 35. Shot in the air by Ethan Brown. Off the rim, no good. Rebound to the Panthers. Smoke tries to take it up. Franklin underneath trying to rip it away. That'll be a jump ball, though, as Franklin couldn't quite get it out of the hands of Smoke. And that'll stay with the Panthers. 2:51 left to go, third quarter. Auburn may have already put the nail in the coffin, but trying to do so if they have not. Still, here's an inbound pass. Ethan Brown can't run it down. That'll go out of bounds. Back to Auburn. 2:49 left to go in the third quarter. Auburn, 56, Smith Station 21. All over but the shouting now. I think this might be taken a little personal by the Tigers, though. Smith Station hands them their only loss in area play. Auburn trying to make a statement tonight. But that was an anomaly. Trey Fletcher looking, gets it into Bowman. Bowman had it run down by Ja Carr, though, as it was stripped away by Smith Station momentarily. Carr drives it into the middle of the lane, and a charge called on Ja. Pass by Trey Fletcher to Bowman. Jeremiah kind of came out and waited on the pass, had it tipped away by Smith Station. Carr was able to run it down, though, and get to the bucket. He draws the charge. Cam Williams backs it up. Top of the key, shoots it around to Brown. Now at the center court to number 0. Is this Devin Pierman in the game? Going up for 2 is number 10, Ethan Brown. Shot does not fall, but a foul call on number 4, Jordan Franklin. We believe that number 0, Devin Pierman, is not available for Smith Station with an ACL injury, but there is a number 0 on the floor. Free throw no good by Ethan Brown there. Solomon Fellows will check in for Trey Fletcher. Ethan Brown at the line. We'll get one more. 56-21, 2:26 left to go for the Auburn Tigers at Smith Station. Free throw no good. Rebound by Jeremiah Bowman. Gets this one out to Fellows. Up ahead to Ja. Carr splits defenders, lost it, and then back into the hands of Dash Thomas on the right wing. 3 in the air, good! Broken possession turns into a good one for the Tigers. Dash into double digits. 59-21, Smith Station down the right side of the lane. No good on the shot. Going up for two, though, is Ethan Shufford, and he's fouled and one. Jeremiah Bowman will be called for his third. And Shufford will go to the line for a pair. Excuse me, for one, as the shot was good. Shufford's first points of the game. He'll get a chance to add one more at the charity stripe. Bowman, Franklin, Fellows, Dash, Thomas, and Jockhar in the game for the Tigers. Free throw no good, but run down by Smoke for the Panthers. Working on Bowman, holds it above his head, now out to Williams. Cam Williams steps inside, shoots the three, no good, rebound tipped around. They're gonna call Dash Thomas for going over the back. So it'll stay with the Panthers. I believe a 1-and-1 opportunity coming for Smith Station. 36-point lead by the Auburn Tigers. Bryce Smoke will get a couple at the line. 1:54 left to go in the third quarter. Smoke, first half of the 1-and-1 is good as he knocks that one home. Bryce Smoke on the board for, well, the third time tonight. He's already got a layup to go. 59-24 your score. 1:54 left to go in the third quarter. Smoke spins it up there and in. He's got 4 on the evening. Auburn now back the other way. Jockhar with it. Underhand pass to Jordan Franklin. All the way to the bucket. Oh, a nifty move! And one for Jordan Franklin as he gets the bucket to fall. Give the assist to Jockhar, who claps it up in the backcourt. And Jordan Franklin will get a foul shot. Jordan Franklin with 4 points on the evening. Told him a couple weeks ago when we interviewed him, he's not really a scorer. He hadn't been statistically this year, but he's put up a couple of games where he's made some buckets. And it's helped Auburn a lot. Free throw in the air, no good. Tipped around and way up into the air. A jump ball will be called. That'll go back to the Tigers. 1:45 left to go in the third quarter. 36-point lead for the Auburn Tigers. 9 fouls for Auburn, 4 for Smith Station. Jordan Franklin slaps the ball, inbound to Jock. Carr goes up for 2, and missed the layup. Had a point-blank look. Ball on the deck now. Smith Station will have it. Shedrick has it for the Panthers all the way in. Takes it up on Jeremiah Bowman, but is able to squirm around him and in. Shedrick with 2 more. Heck, that is first 2 of the evening. Here's a shot in the air by Dash Thomas. Are they going to say a foul underneath? Yes, they will. Jockhar went up, took a rebound away. But I think they're going to say that's on the floor. And Job pleading with the officials to let him shoot free throws on that. I think he was saying he tried to tip it back up. I don't know if he's going to get that call. Franklin smacked the ball, and he'll get ready for possession. Inside to Dash. Thomas thought about the 3, kicks it back to Jordan Franklin in the corner. Goes baseline all the way to the bucket. And one! Give him the bucket! How about a number 2 and an extra side of fries with that one, Jordan Franklin. 63-27, a 36-point lead again for the Tigers. 1:20 left to go in this third quarter. Boy, from here on out, you just want to keep the momentum running. Franklin's free throw in the air, no good. Jordan with 6 points on the evening. Williams has it down the center of the lane, all the way to the bucket, puts it up for 2, no good. A foul on the floor, they'll call it on. Will they get it on Jordan? No, they'll get it on Solomon Fellows. Solomon picks up his second of the evening. Big lead to close this third period out. 1:12 left to go in this area semifinal matchup. Winner of this one, looking like it's going to be Auburn, will get Central in the area championship game in this very gym on Saturday night. Don't forget the Auburn High School women will also play the area championship game tomorrow night. We'll have that call right here on 96.3 W Lead from Central High School in Phoenix City, Alabama. Auburn and Central going at it in that one. First free throw good by Smith Station. Second one no good, but taken out by Hayden Shedrick on the rebound for the Panthers. He knocks the 3 home. He's got 5 and a lead, is down to 32. 55 seconds left to go. Dash on the left wing, all the way to the bucket. Dash Thomas just blows by the entire defense. Dash Thomas with 17 tonight. And Smith Station on the other end. Ethan Brown's ready to take it down low. He gets 2 to go. Franklin now running it down court, past the mid-court line. Into the hands of Hayden Shedrick, who has the steal. Takes it all the way down the left side of the lane, puts up the layup. No good. Rebound by Ja. Carr has it, runs past half court. Fees Bowman underneath on the no-look pass, goes up for 2. No good, but a foul. $65-53, it'll be on. I think they'll get that on number, will they get that on Cam Williams? I believe they'll get that on Cam Williams, and Jeremiah Bowman will be at the line for a couple. First one in the air, knocks it down. Jeremiah Bowman on the board tonight. 66-33, Auburn has doubled up the Smith Station Panthers. 22 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Jeremiah spins up the second one and in. He knocks it home. He's got 2 on the evening, and Auburn extends that lead even further. Cam Williams for the Panthers takes it down the left side of the lane, kicks this one out now inside to Shufford. Try to fall away shot on Fellows, no good. Rebound by Dash. 9 seconds left. Jordan Franklin has it left wing. Throws it inside to Jeremiah Bowman. Couldn't handle it. Franklin threw that a little bit too hot for the junior forward. Smith Station up the court. 5 seconds left to go. Number 0, we believe this is Pierman, has it. Puts a shot in the air. No good off the back iron. Jeremiah Bowman with the rebound. And that's how the third quarter will come to a close. All over but the shout here inside Auburn High School Gymnasium. A 34-point lead for the Auburn Tigers, looking to move on to the area championship game. More importantly, secure a spot in the 7A state playoffs in Birmingham next week. We'll be right back on the Auburn High School Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic. Take one. Impressive performance from the Auburn Tigers thus far tonight. Smith Station and Auburn going at it for the past hour and a half or so, and Auburn on top of the Panthers 67-33 as we start the fourth quarter. But very quickly, Smith Station down the lane gets a tip in to fall. Ethan Shufford with 2 more on the evening. Zion Fletcher has it for the Tigers, throws this one over to Bradley Pearson. Ian Nation also checking into the ball game. Also beside him, Landon Grubbs and Jaden Eccles. A foul going to be called as Bradley Pearson tried to drive that one inside on the Panther defense. And with 7:19 clock running, 7:18 now, as the lead is more than 30 in this fourth quarter. So we'll be in a running clock until that changes. Bradley Pearson will get a couple. Now check that. He'll get a 1-and-1 as that was on the floor, but he rolls in the first one. He will, in fact, get a couple. First point of the night for Bradley Pearson. 7:09 left to go. 68-35. Auburn on top of the Smith Station Panthers. Bradley will get another one. Rims it out. Rebound on Landon Grubbs, though. Grubbs gets this one back out to Pearson, and Zion now will control from the top of the key. Fletcher calls for a clear out. Now inside to Landon Grubbs, cutting through the bucket. Hook shot in the air off the side of the backboard. No good. Rebound underneath. That'll go out of bounds back to Smith Station. Under 7 minutes left to go now in this one. 68-35. Auburn on top of the Panthers. A 3 in the air by Smith Station is good. Hayden Shedrick with 3 more on the evening. He's got 8 and a 30-point lead by the Tigers. Zion Fletcher works this one ahead with the left hand. And I believe he lost it out of bounds, but they'll say, well, they're just going to say he lost it, yeah. So this will go back to Smith Station. 30-point lead for the Tigers. 6:20 left to go in the fourth quarter. Panthers will run this one ahead. 6:15 left to go. Cam Williams has this one at the top of the key, shoots this one over to Brown. Working it back towards the half-court line does Brown. Now shoots this one over to Williams again. Into the corner for number 12. That's Dontrell White who's checked in the ball game. A foul going to be called on Zion Fletcher out about 20 feet from the bucket. 25 feet. Fletcher with his first missed station to the line for a couple free throws as Auburn is, as Smith Station is now in the double bonus. Now don't forget to schedule the rest of the week. The Auburn High School women tomorrow go on the road to Central High School, trying to avenge a 72-45 loss in that gym earlier this season. If they can do it, they'll be the Area 4 champions in that area championship. They have already secured themselves a spot in the 7A state playoffs next week. That'll be in Birmingham. The Iron City will have the call on 96.3 W Lee starting tomorrow night. That one we believe will be at 5:30. Next week time will be determined. Assuming Auburn hangs on to the big 30-point lead here at the end of this fourth quarter, this Auburn High School men's team will also have an area championship date with the Devil on Saturday as they get ready to host Central, who barely outlasted Opelika earlier tonight. Free throws up and good, both of them by Cam Williams. They're checked out, only one of those good. 7 free throws knocked down tonight for Cam Williams. Auburn has it on the other end, a 29-point lead. No running clock will be in effect anymore. Ian Nation dribbles this one down the lane. It gets fouled, and he has a chance to make this running clock go again. And for some reason, they will wind the clock here. Clock will continue to wind, so maybe we've agreed to that. 68-39, 5:05 left to go in the fourth quarter. Ian Nation at the line, spins up the first one, no good. Got his own rebound, goes back up, layup in the air off the side of the backboard, no good. Landon Grubbs with the rebound, no, gives this one back. Zion Fletcher, a 3 in the air, switch! Zion hits it. Zion with 3, 71-39, 4:46 left to go. Down the lane goes White, hands this one off underneath 2. Number 24, that's Jacoby Bibbs. Bibbs out there to White again on the 4:37 left to go. 71-39 into the game also for Smith Station, Sean LaFranc. Taking this to the left is Cam Williams. A step back 3 in the air, no good. Out of there with it is Zion. Fletcher up the floor. They'll say a foul on number 12, Dontrell White. That'll be his first, and Zion will get to the line. Good to see Zion hitting shots. We told you his scoring has come on the last few weeks. Good to see him hit another 3 here tonight. Boy, if that can continue in the postseason, Auburn could be set up for a big run with these backup guards hitting shots. Zion at the line. This will be 4-2 as both teams have now moved into the double bonus. Running clock still going at 3:57. Now they've stopped the clock. 72-39 as Zion hits the first free throw. Not really sure what rules we've agreed to on the clock here tonight. Nonetheless, a 33-point lead for the Tigers. Zion gets both free throws to go. He's got 5. And Smith Station will have it going back the other way. 73-39, Bradley Pearson may have been called for a cylinder foul or maybe a reach-in. In the backcourt, Smith Station will run it ahead. White has it for the Panthers on the right wing. Kicks this one in the corner, now back outside on the right wing to White again. Left-handed dribble, backs it up, gives it off to Cam Williams. Williams around the screen on the right side, guarded by Eccles. Takes it down, almost lost it. Bradley Pearson hounding him. Gives this one up top of the key. White for 3, almost banked it in. Rebound fought for underneath. That's Zion Fletcher and number 23, Carl Jackson, who's checked into the ball game. That'll be out on Auburn, back to Smith Station. 3:21 left to go, 73-39. Panthers have it out on the left wing. Williams around a screen left side, all the way down the lane. Had it blocked by Jaden Eccles. Auburn's leading block man on the year. Zion Fletcher out of there, gives it off to Jaden. Now to the top of the key, Ian Nation for 3. No good off the side of the rim. And a rebound to LaFranc. Up ahead go the Smith Station Panthers. 3 minutes left to go. A steal in the backcourt, but Smith Station gets it back. It's 2:54 left to go. White works it ahead for the Panthers. Left-handed dribble around. Gives it off. Oh, no, that's stolen away by Ian Nation. Nation with a left-handed dribble. Off to Bradley Pearson. Nice basketball. Give him the foul. And one. Give him the bucket and one, that is. Bradley Pearson will take a number 2 with a side of fries. And he'll get to the line for one. 75-39. Clock winding all over but the shouting inside Auburn High School gymnasium. Tigers are going to win this, improve to 24-3 on the season. They'll go to 6-1 in area games this year, and they'll get a date with the Devil in the area championship game on Saturday night. Bradley Pearson shoots it, no good. Rebound by Zion Fletcher, who steps in front of the defense. Now he'll back this one back out. Zion steps in to a left wing 3. No good off the back rim. Rebound by Jaden Eccles. Goes up, trying to put it in. No good, but a foul underneath. Are they going to get the foul on Jaden there? Wow. Seemed mighty generous of a foul call there. 75-39, 1:55 left to go. Number 23, Carl Jackson, will be at the line. Jackson trying to insert his name in the scorebook for the first time tonight. Free throw in the air and good. Carl Jackson gets on the board for the Panthers. Clock has stopped again with a 35-point lead. Free throw up, no good by Jackson. Rebound to the Tigers. Jaden Eccles runs that one down and gives it off to Zion. Tigers, as we mentioned, about to improve to 24-3 on the season. This goes inside to Jaden Eccles. A post move to get to the bucket and scores. Jaden Eccles scores 2 on the evening, and 77-44 lead for the Auburn Tigers. Cam Williams, almost a step back 3, decided better of it over to Pierman on the right wing. Now a left-handed dribble working on the Nation between the legs, uses a screen to get free, gives this one off to Williams. Williams steps into a 3 from the right wing and hits it. That'll get Cam Williams into double digits on the evening. 50 seconds left to go in this fourth quarter. Zion Fletcher has it at the top of the key. Drives down the middle of the paint. Gives it off underneath. Jaden Eccles has it. Goes up for 2 more. Jaden Eccles with 4. 79-43. Smith Station works this one ahead. Left-handed dribble by Pierman. Now backs it back out. Towards the half-court line, Cam Williams has it. Uses the right-handed dribble to get free. Steps out of 3. No good. Rebound to Ian Nation. Tigers on the run once again. 28 seconds left to go. Nation all the way to the bucket. Puts up the layup. Good! Auburn reaches 80 points. 81 for the Tigers and 2 for Ian Nation. 81-43. 12 seconds left to go in this one. Pierman down the middle of the lane. Puts it up off the back of the rim. Up a couple of times and good. Pierman on the board for the night. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Auburn works it ahead. 1 second left. Zion all the way to the bucket. A whistle. Believe they're going to say he carried it, but they're going to say, heck with that. 81-45. Auburn a winner tonight over Smith Station. They have done it. They have moved on to the area championship game and have punched their ticket to the big dance. The 7A state playoffs next week in Birmingham will feature the Auburn Tigers. We're going to take a 2-minute break on the Auburn High School Sports Network. Come back, give you the post-game numbers, give you a couple of storylines heading into next week, and hopefully sit down with head coach Chris Brandt or assistant coach and an MVP of tonight's game here on the Auburn High School Sports Network. Once again, Auburn a winner over Smith Station, 81-45. The Tigers head to the area championship game on Saturday night. This is the Auburn High School Sports Network presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
What a bad call! No! You have no business being out there. Terrible!
You know, I'm a person too.
Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel, safely drive that automobile. Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel.
When stress shows up, it can be hard to see. Maybe you can't sleep, or you feel sad and you don't know why. Or maybe it's worse, because stress can knock you down. It can hurt your health and your relationships. If you've lost a job, worry about your next meal, or have trouble making it through the day, we can help. Text STRESS to 211-211 to find a solution.
Hello and welcome to AHS Final. I'm your host, Max Wilson. I'm joined by co-host Taylor Godney and Levi Benefield. And wow, that game was a blowout. You know, that game was not close from the tip-off. Auburn got the win, 81-45, to move on to what should be a very exciting area championship game between Auburn and Central on Saturday at 6 p.m. here on AHS Mass Media. But looking back on this game, what are some positives and negatives for both teams that they can look on from this game? And what are some positives and negatives from both teams?
Auburn had all-around great aggressive play on defense. They had steals. I mean, we saw steals galore in the fourth quarter, especially from Ja. And it just led to the blowout, and Smith Station just couldn't get any open looks. And, I mean, Auburn just scored a lot. I mean, 81 points. That's a lot of points for high school basketball. And high percentage shots were just easy to come by because as the game went on, you could tell Smith Station just wasn't in it, and Auburn just kept running away with it. And for positives for Smith Station, I mean, it's kind of hard to say, but I mean, they kept up pressure even when the lead was super big. I mean, they played with heart, they played with grit, and they didn't give up the whole game. So that's just some positives.
Some negatives on defense for both teams is they just started to slip up towards the end and open up a lot of shots, and they I don't know, but like there were a lot more points being scored towards the end. And some offense negatives, they were just missing open shots that they were letting be open. And I don't know why, but they just weren't making them.
Yeah, and then looking on to the area championship, obviously for Auburn, they play on Saturday against Central, against a team that, you know, they beat by 1 point off a late shot by Ja Carr, and then they also beat at home in overtime. So what are some keys to that game for this Auburn Tigers team to get the win? And then on Smith Station's side, you know, you obviously got beat by a lot, you know, and so going into next season, that's kind of a bitter taste going into the off season in your mouth. But what are some, you know, keys for both these teams looking forward?
I mean, Auburn for the area championship, just look at the road ahead. I mean, we commentated the Central-Opelika game, and Central's just a big athletic team, and Auburn's bigs will have to come up really big in that game to stop all the alley-oops and all the interior offense. And then, I mean, you got to give Smith Station credit. Like you said earlier, their best player was out most of the season, then came back and they won actually a few games. They just didn't have it tonight, and I think they have a lot to look forward to next year, though. They have a lot of decent players that could excel into superstars.
Yeah, for Auburn, they really need to just look towards winning the championship. And I think that if they try their best, they're going to do good.
Yeah, and that's going to do it for AHS Final. I hope y'all enjoyed this AHS Mass Media presentation. But for myself, as well as the rest of the co-hosts here at AHS Game Day, as well as everybody here at AHS Mass Media, we hope you enjoyed this AHS Mass Media event. And we hope to see you here on Saturday when Auburn takes on Central for the area championship.